Good evening and welcome to Pat Bale Field. Town vibes and family fun since 1919. Temperature today about 68 degrees at first pitch. And Charlie, it's only going to get colder as the sun begins to set here in Alameda, but it's clear blue skies right now.
Oh yeah, it's a lovely day here at Alameda, but as the sun sets, the wind's gonna start creeping in, that notorious bay wind here out in the San Francisco area. It's gonna creep in. The ball probably not gonna fly a whole lot tonight, but who knows? The wind's subject to change direction at pretty much any given moment.
Quick look at the starting pitcher. Starting pitcher brought to you by Danville Chocolates, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. It's Austin Ballantyne, the righty, to face the Crawdads lineup today. He's been around for quite a while, Charlie, and his first pitch will come against the second baseman and leadoff man. Peyton Rolls, first pitch of the ball game, rolled over to third. Alec Nava up with it and across the diamond. Quickly one pitch and one out for Peyton Rolls, who's been an on-base machine, so great start for Ballantyne, the veteran. First pitch was at 6:03 local time.
Yeah, fantastic start for Ballantyne. Just a guy who's going to throw strikes. He's done it so throughout 240 career innings at Stanislaus Slate.
Wow.
He's just very experienced and probably going to give the Crawdads some trouble today.
Daniel Palasic back into the lineup. First time facing the Alameda Merchants. Take a fastball for ball one outside. After Palasic, it's Ryan Ellis, the DH today, with TJ Woodson, Bryden Bull, and Kevin Parker behind them, and Dylan Perez, Drew Longacre, the catcher, and Shane Aldridge, the right fielder, rounding things out as the second pitch to Palasic fouled off the dugout of the Merchants. It goes to 1-1 And defense for the Merchants from left to right in the outfield. Sander, Landry, and Johnson on the infield left to right. Once again, Alec Nava, who already made the play, Kai Laxa, Nico Rodriguez, and Gio Martini at first base with Benji O'Rourke behind the plate. Catching the veteran right-hander, Austin Ballantyne, who deals a 1-1 to Daniel Palasic. And that's in there again for strike two.
Yeah, really nice one strike pitch from Ballantyne. Goes on the inner third against the left-hander, challenging him with the heat. And now Palasic has to be in protect mode.
0 for 6 on the season so far in a couple of games played. Daniel Palasic behind 1-2. Half swing and holds it back on a fastball up above the zone. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So a good take, and Merchants have not played since playing the Crawdads just a couple of days ago. Just had a single day off yesterday. Palasic awaits, gets a breaking ball and chops it high towards home plate to the pitcher, Ballantyne, who takes it himself and gets to the bag. What a play.
Pitchers are athletes narrative alive and well here in the CCL. How about that play from Ballantyne? Charging over, full head of steam, makes the grab on the hop, and then rushes over to the bag, jumps out of the way of Palasic too.
That was looking to be an awkward play as it kind of hopped way high up right at home plate. And coming in was the first baseman Martini, but Ballantyne, I think that was the only chance they had if he got it in stride, and with one step, stepped on the bag, and that's how it went. So now Ryan Ellis takes a ball down low. The DH batting .323 on the season. OPS has been falling a little bit, but still well over 1,000. 1145 entering play today. Sees a half swing and check down to third. Umpire says he held it up, so 2 balls, no strikes. Pitch was down below the knees.
Yeah, Ballantyne tried to go with the slider there to get Ellis to bite, but this is a guy, Mr. Crawdad, that has so much plate discipline.
2-0. Ellis way ahead, takes a big rip and fouls it away. Crawdads riding 4 straight victories. Yesterday it was the big win, 11-1 over the San Francisco Seagulls and San Bruno. And a game before that, the dramatic 10-inning walk-off against these Merchants here. 2-1 to Ellis. Ballantyne looked for the back door, couldn't get it. 3 balls, 1 strike. But games that are very close in the standings and have a lot of importance here. Next pitch to Ellis, ball 4, a 5-pitch walk to the rising 5th year.
And that's just classic Ryan Ellis. You're not going to get him to bite on too many pitches, so you have to try to pinpoint around the strike zone. And a lot of these guys have a hard time doing so against Ellis, his 5'7" frame. Not a whole lot of room to work within the zone.
4th walk against the Merchants so far this year, and that brings up TJ Woodson batting in the cleanup spot, and he's been hitting like a cleanup hitter lately. A lot of power, slugging percentage helping out, a lot of doubles off the bat of Woodson recently, and he takes ball 1. Have been at the 9 spot, hit very well there, hit leadoff yesterday. Did a nice job, scored a couple runs on 1 hit, got on base 3 separate times. Ellis off of first, Ballantyne holds, checks over him a couple times, comes home and fires a slider down low.
And how about Woods, another guy who's got a really disciplined eye, 7 walks to 5 strikeouts in the early goings of this season. 11 games played against California Collegiate League opponents for Woodson. He's certainly a tough out, makes really good contact to all fields.
That one in there for a strike. Woodson up to 2-1 now. Still ahead with Ballantyne. The righty working from the stretch for the first time today after retiring the first 2 guys. Trying to get the final out against TJ Woodson. And he'll look over at Ryan Ellis, but a throw well late, and Ellis back in with a dive. Woodson, a couple of doubles against the Merchants so far, sends this one towards the middle, off the second baseman Rodriguez, and it goes to the shortstop, Laxa, who collects and steps on second in time, so score that a 4-6. Unassisted, I suppose, and a 4-6. Put out at second, fielder's choice, inning over, Crawdads, no runs home. To complete today's starting pitcher matchup, sponsored by Danville Chocolates, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads, is the Crawdads pitcher on the mound today, and that is the tall righty Devin James out of Sacramento State, who had a pretty solid season. Just 1 year, a rising sophomore. 6'6", 220, though. He's a big guy, and he was just one of 2 freshmen on an otherwise very veteran pitching staff over at Sac State with the Hornets, and looking to continue his action this summer. Has only had 1 outing. Charlie kind of didn't go exactly how he wanted it. Gave up a handful of runs to the Slow Blues in 3 innings pitched, but ready to get right here against the Merchants.
Absolutely, and Slow's a very tough team to have your debut outing against. I mean, let's keep it 100% here. The Blues lead the California Collegiate League North with 12 straight wins. They've just been fantastic. James, to his credit, 6 hits, 4 runs, 1 strikeout, no walks in 3 innings. So looking for a bit more success with the swing and miss stuff today.
He'll live in the zone to the lineup set by Albert Luna that starts with Isaiah Landry, Nico Rodriguez, and Trey Johnson, 2 lefties, righty Landry. Then Kyle Sandner, Kyle Laxa, and Benji O'Rourke, 4 through 6. 7 through 9 goes Gio Martini, Ethan Reeder, and Alec Nava. The 9 to face Devin James, whose first pitch is a fastball just outside for ball 1 to Isaiah Landry, the speedy leadoff man. And the Crawdads defensively, Daniel Pulasic, Dylan Perez, and Shane Aldridge, the outfield from left to right. The 1-0 to Landry up and away, ball 2. On the infield, Kevin Parker Jr., TJ Woodson, Peyton Rolls, and Bryden Bull back at first base after a few games in center. That's the infield left to right. And Drew Longacre, the catcher, getting his first start in a Crawdads uniform, who sees another ball from Devin James in the dirt. These 2 teammates in high school and now are rooming together with their host family.
That they are, 2 longtime friends establishing a quick battery duo here.
3-0 from James. Landry taken all the way. It's a strike at the knees. James and Longacre was very, very excited. Longacre during batting practice went up to James and said, "Hey, guess who's catching you today? It's me." 3-1. Took something off. Got it over for a strike to Landry. So stole a strike.
Yeah, really nice breaking pitch from James there to make it a full count.
Full count to Landry. Swing and a miss. Way out in front. One batter, one strikeout. Devin James works back from a 3-0 to start this day off. And that is a good way to do it.
Absolutely. How about that sequencing? You know, these two, Longacre and Devin James, kind of in sync right now. They go to start 3-0 in a very hitter-friendly count. Get me a fastball to the knees, then off speed. Gets a looking strike and a wave and a miss.
James, 5-pitch guy, sinker, slider, sweeper, four-seam changeup. That's in order of how much he used them last outing. First pitch to Nico Rodriguez is a called strike. So works the slider off the sinker mostly, and exclusively throws the changeup to the lefties. More of a sinker changeup guy, as that one ripped to right by Nico Rodriguez for a knock. So going to have to deal with his speed on first base. One out single. Rodriguez gets to Devin James, wins the first battle. So Trey Johnson now up. Again, back-to-back lefties in the 2 and 3 spots here. One of 3 lefties in the lineup. Next one is Giovanni Martinez, the second place hitter. So James, well, he's thinking about what pitch he wants to throw. Instead fires it over to first, but Rodriguez easily back. Not a team that runs a lot at all. Only 8 for 13. And they've got the 11th most steals in the entire CCL. So only a few teams steal less than the Merchants. I'd have to assume Santa Maria is one of them. They've only played 3 games. James comes in, quick to home, and a swing and a miss to start the at-bat for Johnson.
Yeah, way to blow a fastball right past him. And also of note for Crawdad fans, Bryden Bull, left-handed throwing first baseman. So that right hand, the glove side, easier for him to tag guys at first. That's why there have been so many pickoff attempts.
Tries there, not in time. Rodriguez back with a dive. So count still 0-1. James has thrown 3 times to first, just 1 time to home after the 1-out knock. Johnson, and excuse me, check swing to third, but Parker can't handle it at third. Stays fair, and that's going to be an error on the third baseman, allowing Nico Rodriguez to move into scoring position.
Tough play, Parker Jr. trying to backhand that one there. Really soft contact. Johnson didn't even expect it to hit off his bat. I don't think Parker Jr. was ready for it either.
Yeah, that was a total half swing, not intending to swing, and put it in play. Looked like a 2-ball, but instead results with a man on first, and now the Merchants in a bit of business here. First and second, just 1 out. Kyle Sandner, the cleanup man, up. And at 281 this season. Devin James fires. This one chopped to third. Parker going to go to the bag. Now fire across the diamond to Bull, but the throw pulls him off. That said, they get the fielder's choice at third. And perhaps an error then charged as well on the throw, because I think they would have had him. So
yeah,
back-to-back plays with errors for Parker Jr., but he kind of makes up for it. Kind of net neutral. Gets it out at third anyways. So the lead runner out, with Kyle Laxa now at the plate. Two down, first and second. Nothing scored just in the first inning. It's now an aggressive swing by Laxa. He goes towards the hole. Backhand Woodson. He'll just fake a throw, and it'll be a base hit. So Woodson, a good stop. He had to range over to get it. Saved a run for sure. And with the fake throw, you avoid a potential errant throw. And as well as that, if the runner at third is not paying attention, you might get him rounding third with a chance to backpick him. So regardless, saves a run. They go station to station. Bases are now loaded. And Devin James goes back into the stretch. Again, the right-handed catcher, Benji O'Rourke. Looking for a big swing early in this one. First pitch, way out in front, swing and a miss.
it's kind of been everything's either swing and a miss or swing and a hit for Devin James here on the mound, his first inning of work. Crawdad defense hasn't quite helped him out as much as they have other pitchers this season.
0-1 to O'Rourke, fastball. That's in there for strike 2. I think he was looking something off speed. Didn't swing, but got the hands going far too late. So now James in control. 0-2 with 2 outs. Trying to strand the bases loaded. Will he do it? 0-2 is pulled hard, but way foul. Had O'Rourke well out in front on the front foot.
Yeah, it looks like O'Rourke was just a touch early on the breaking ball. Sat for it there. Now you got to wonder, could he be expecting the fastball? Is he anticipating James goes back there? Maybe as a pitcher, you go breaking ball again.
James trying to match his counterpart. Ballantyne with the scoreless first. Here's the 1-2, a sweeper way outside. But still way ahead, ball 1, 1-2, and that's what going up 0-2 affords you. You can fire one way out of the zone, try and get a chase. But now James 1-2. O'Rourke has seen several different pitches. Here's the 1-2, and it's a swing and a miss. The tag applied by Longacre, and Devin James dances out of the little baby jam in the first. An error or two, but no runs come in. 0-0 to the second. After a scoreless first inning, 5, 6, and 7 due up for the Walnut Creek Crawdads. It's Bryden Bull, Kevin Parker, and Dylan Perez to face the righty, Austin Ballantyne, who faced 4 batters through 15 pitches and got 3 outs in the first. So lefty, righty, lefty for Ballantyne here. And he throws a fastball just off the inside to Bryden Bull, who takes ball 1. Bull been relative to his strong week prior is struggling a bit this week as he fouls that one back. But then that's just kind of to his standards. He still had an all right week.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a little more of a return to normalcy. 4 for 21 in his last 5 games. He's brought his average from 500 to 333. But, I mean, he's still swinging it pretty well.
Was swinging his pink bat yesterday. Back to the dark black one today. And takes strike 2, a fastball at the belt. Bull 2 for 8 against the Merchants this season. Had a double. Now has to protect 1-2 down to Austin Ballantyne. There's a fastball fouled away. Holds at 1-2. Bull, one of now several Crawdads with a couple of homers. Crawdads, after the effort yesterday, they hit a bunch of them. What was it, 3 homers? Yeah,
3 yesterday.
That propelled them to the CCL lead with 10 now. 1-2 to Bull is outside. Never had a chance.
Could almost call them the Walnut Creek Bombers, if you will.
Yeah. No kidding. And the Merchants right behind them with 9, and the Merchants have played 2 fewer games. 2-2 now to Braden Bull, fouled back.
Just a really long swing that Bryden Bull has, and that's what allows him to tap into so much power. It gets out ahead of the ball and just absolutely mashes.
Did I call him Braden Bull?
You did.
I meant Bryden Bull. 2-2 to Bryden. Waits on an off speed and fouls it off to the left. So staying alive with 2 strikes. Got behind early, but now still 2-2, trying to work.
It's just a touch out in front of that breaking ball there. He waits maybe a half millisecond later. It's probably in play.
So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ballantyne into his long windup. Brings a fastball. Fouled back again by Bull. So just missing here. Trying to rock him back and forth is Ballantyne with the timing.
Absolutely. That's just a veteran approach. You go off-speed fastball. Keep the hitter guessing.
2-2. Below the knees, ball 3. Bull, yeah, I mean, they're taking some close pitches here. Fastballs, breaking balls. Getting right below the knees. So now runs it full. And we have a payoff pitch to begin the second. In it comes, and Bull taps it foul again. And it looks like a changeup fading away from him.
He's really battling against Ballantyne here, refusing to quit. He wants to get on board, be the leadoff guy. Help the Crawdads do some damage, strike first.
Now another 3-2 from Ballantyne. Gets the chase from Bull. It's in the dirt, but the catcher, O'Rourke, applies the tag. First strikeout of the day for Austin Ballantyne. But Bryden Bull, I mean, that's a quality at bat. Worked a lot of pitches.
Absolutely, and Ballantyne just has a really nice changeup that fades away from the left-hander, goes out of the strike zone and into the dirt. It's a quality pitch to end an at-bat right there.
Now Kevin Parker Jr., yesterday's player of the game, stands in. He was outstanding. You guys didn't get to experience it live, but it was pretty amazing, Charlie. Almost hit for the cycle, went single, double, homer, and flew out to left and grounded out to third. And he's aggressive here on a slider, but gets under one to center field. Racing in is Isaiah Landry to call it off, and he'll grab it. So Parker now, after the 3 hits to start the day yesterday, is 0 for 3 since then.
After a long at-bat against Bull, Ballantyne able to work a 1-pitch out against Parker Jr. That's exactly what you're looking for as a pitcher following an at-bat of that caliber.
It is, and not just as a pitcher, but as a defense, too. You don't want to get iced out there. You don't want to be stranded. You want the legs to stay a little warm. Turn defense into offense. Dylan Perez stands in for his first time, takes a ball in the dirt. Dust cloud kicking up at home plate here at Alameda College. Pat Bale Field. One to Perez. And he shoots one now high to center. This one could have some more trouble on it. Lax to the shortstop out, and he will be the one to catch it. So Perez is down. A couple of weak flyouts after the strikeout of Bull. Crawdads go down without a whimper in the second. Crawdads go down 1-2-3 in the top of the second. Now Devin James faces the bottom third of this Merchants lineup that has the second best batting average as a team, a tick under 300, 299. As well as that, they strike out the third fewest out of any lineup. So they're going to put the ball in play, and they did for the most part in the first, but still they did strike out twice. So there's ball one fired to Gio Martini, the lefty, who's just 0 for 2 this season, a new addition with the Merchants strikeout total. As the fastball dips below the zone, went from 67 to 69 last inning. And Devin James trying to work number 70 here. The 2-0's right up and back and out of play. And the catcher Longacre never really gave it a look. And wisely so. He would no reason to.
Yeah, he knew it was out of play.
So James gets a strike after going down 2-0. Now 2-1, he comes home. Fastball just outside, I suppose, for ball 3. Maybe a little up as well. It's hard. We're right along where you guys are getting the same view as us pretty much today, right along the first base line at field level. 3-1 from James. Takes something off, and it's inside. So it goes to ball 4 to Martini, who, again, is just 0 for 2 on the season, but now has 3 walks.
Yeah, he's a very disciplined sort of guy. On base percentage 500 entering today. He'll knock up to a couple degrees more with that walk.
Yeah, just his second game played, and already, again, 3 walks. So he's showed off the patience. Hasn't really needed to swing the bat to get on, and is making his impact known even though he doesn't have a hit yet. So James right back to the stretch against Ethan Reeder, who's way behind a fastball. Strike 1. Reeder, the DH today. He was starting at second. He started at second against the Crawdads back a couple of days ago on Thursday. Next pitch to him, an off-speed pitch sent to right. In from right, Aldridge just a few steps in. He makes the catch. There's how Devin James gets the first out in the second inning.
That's how you got to do it for Devin James. Pitch to soft contact, especially you've got a really good outfield defense, and the defense, generally speaking, in the infield, especially up the middle, has been very sound all season long.
Aldridge, the guy out there, too, has just been especially you can plug him in at right field pretty much every day. You know he's going to be over there as James tries to pick off at first, not in time. Alec Nava stepping to the plate. Nava made his season debut against the Crawdads, or his second game of the season, excuse me, against the Crawdads. They played 2 days ago. From the stretch, James in and fires a strike to the knees of Alec Nava. And Nava, in that game, pinch hit in the 8th and got a couple at bats since it went to the 10th, but was 0 for 2. Overall, 1 for 3 on the season. Another guy who, like Martini, though he only's got a hit, and he's still done a good job of getting on the bases and getting around him too. A walk, hit by pitch, has scored 2 runs, stolen a base. And when you say a Merchant player has 1 stolen base, I mean, that's 1/8 of their entire team's stolen bases.
That it is.
Next pitch from James, another slider right at the knees of Nava for strike 2. So got to get the bat off his shoulder here. Maybe sit on that pitch.
And if you're James, I think maybe force Nava to expect a slider, go up and in with a fastball, get it in on his hands, make him roll it over.
Tight lead at first, Martini. With the 9th-place hitter Nava awaiting. Here comes James, another slider, but goes off the plate. That one, probably the sweeper that kind of has that wicked horizontal movement as compared to the slider. It gets some horizontal movement, but kind of just goes straight down. So now 1-2. James comes quickly, and it's a fastball, and late on it is Nava as he pops it up to second. Right to Peyton Rolls, who gloves it. There's out number 2. Lineup turns over with the runner on first. Nice job responding from the leadoff walk so far by Devin James.
Absolutely, and that's another great example of what you're looking for as a pitcher once you allow a leadoff base runner 2 flyouts to a very sound defense on soft contact. James did go 4 straight breaking balls, eventually got Nava to chase one and hit it weakly.
Brought something harder there, yeah, and after the consecutive breaking balls. A really nice sequence. He gets ahead with one here to Isaiah Landry, who struck out his first time after going up 3-0. Seemed like leading off the game that Landry was going to put some pressure on James. He's got some speed, and James another check over to first, paying a lot of attention to the runners over there. But on that point, Landry, again, runs very well. So James' ability to bounce back in that at-bat, get 3 strikes, was big. So here's the first one to him. Second one to him. It was 0-1. That one down below. The zone goes to 1 ball, 1 strike. Another breaking ball from Devin James, who's very liberally spinning the baseball.
That he is. He's really slinging it, trying to spin these Merchants hitters into bad contact, which I think is a good approach.
Done it a couple times this inning already. It's the 1-1, a fastball. Inside corner, strike 2.
Another really good pitch there from James. Think couldn't quite tell if it was the 2-seamer or the 4-seamer high and tight, but nonetheless a really nice pitch to go after following a breaking ball.
And now well ahead of another batter. 1-2, looking for his 3rd strikeout. And a fastball off the hands, Bull to the ground, dives for it. Glove flip to James, makes it look easy. Nice play by Bryden Bull. Guy who's spent a couple of games in center, makes a nice play at first to end the inning. 3-1 putout, keeps it scoreless after 2. Stay here. Two innings down, 7, potentially more to go after these two went to extra innings just a couple of days ago. But regardless, at the end of the game, today's player of the game is brought to you by Worth Group Restaurants, a local collection of East Bay restaurants owned and operated by Rodney Worth. And it includes the Peasant in the Pear in Danville, the Bourbon Pear in Livermore, and the Golden Pear in Walnut Creek. Worth Group Restaurants, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. And can't wait to go back to Walnut Creek tomorrow. I suppose, well, Danville.
A home game will be nice nonetheless.
First pitch coming into Drew Longacre. He takes ball 1. Just 0 for 1 after getting 1 plate appearance yesterday. He hit in the 7th inning, or came in the 7th on defense, hit in the 8th, and struck out looking. So looking for some better fortune. That's already better. It's in play, but it's high and shallow to right. In comes Johnson, the right fielder. He'll glove it. Longacre 0 for 2 on the season. And more importantly, a quick out for Austin Ballantyne, who's worked pretty quickly through the first 2 innings. Just 29 pitches, 15 and 14 apiece. With Shane Aldridge now up, Peyton Rolls, the leadoff man, on deck. Aldridge trying to flip it over with someone on base. At third base, Nava creeps in a little bit, perhaps expecting a bunt. But Aldridge takes the ball low. Never once squared around like he was going to bunt. Crawdads 2-1 on road games so far this season. After the win yesterday, this one fouled to the left side and remains out of play for strike 1, 1-1. But the Merchants, though it's a very small sample size, undefeated at home, 2-0.
Yeah, trying to protect that perfect record right now against the team that they have been battling so contentiously all season, the Walnut Creek Crawdads. This rivalry kind of brewing.
It's been really, really fun. As the 1-1 to Aldridge down low again. It's been really fun to watch these two. I mean, right now kind of competing for the second place spot in the CCL, but two teams that are certainly part of the cream of the crop in the CCL North especially.
Absolutely.
Aldridge ahead 2-1, goes after a fastball and pops it up to short. Out a few steps into the outfield grass. Laxa's got it. So there's out number 2, but man, I mean, it's nearly impossible to catch the San Luis Obispo Blues right now.
Yeah, looks
14
that
and
way.
2. And don't look like they're going to be stopping anytime soon. You said 12 straight wins?
I think even more now at this point. I mean,
It could
Slow
be.
is just on a crazy roll right now. It's probably 13 if I
13,
had
yeah,
to
13
guess.
straight.
Yeah, I mean, they've got such a big roster. I have to imagine come July, mid-July, they might lose a bunch of players.
Peyton Rolls, leadoff man, stands in, takes strike one. A slider right there, but still, again, I mean, these two in play for that top spot, and obviously got 3/4 of the season remaining.
And it's all based on win percentage, too.
Below the knees to Peyton Rolls, takes the ball. And we were informed before the game that Alameda is also, they have bought in for playoff contention, and they're a legitimate player in the CCL North here. They've got a chance to make the playoffs. As Rolls lines one hard to right center. That gets down in front of Landry racing over from center. Rolls a big turn at first. He'll stop as the throw comes in with a 2-out single.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting from Rolls. Just served the other way, breaks up the early no-hitter bid that Ballantyne had going on. But also to your point about playoff contention area, this early in the season feeling like kind of a 4-horse race for 3 playoff spots in the CCL North. The Blues, the Crawdads, the Merchants, and the Sonoma Stompers all competing for those 3 playoff spots in the North Division. There'll be 3 spots in the South where it looks like Arroyo Seco, or pardon me, Conejo, Orange County, and the MLB Academy are the top 3 horses there.
Rolls big threat to go at first. He'll stay put. And this one pulled by Pulasic on the ground. His first Crawdad hit. Rolls a 2-out jump, but he will stay at second. Daniel Pulasic, a hard ground ball. And again, records his first Crawdad hit.
Yeah, and that was a fantastic one. Just attacks the first pitch he sees, pulls it on the ground hard. And I think that's just going to be the first of many. Harry Pulasic is such a talented hitter here in the top of the Crawdad order. I think now he's starting to adjust to the CCL pitching, adjust to playing with the wood bat. He's going to be just fine.
And they've kept him in the 2 spot too, which obviously kind of gives us a look into what he's been doing at practice, at batting practice, and what he did this spring, who he is just as a player, as a person, sticking with him at the top of the order. As now here's Ryan Ellis with a man in scoring positions, fouls the first one back, a big swing. This is a big opportunity for Ellis, one of the greatest Crawdads kind of in recent memory.
Especially since the franchise was kind of reinstated in 2020. He's definitely the poster boy.
In the definition of the Brant Cummings era. Behind 0-1 against the, I mean, these two guys, veterans, both veterans. Ballantyne. Slider fouled off towards the Crawdads dugout. No balls, 2 strikes. So these two guys are really bring the high baseball IQ that comes from just more experience.
Yeah, combined 10 seasons of college baseball for the two of them.
Man. That's some mileage. Now, runners on first and second. Chance for Ellis to cash in, but Ballantyne up 0-2. No score yet. Fastball just a bit up and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Just so hard to get Ellis to chase on anything that's outside of the strike zone, especially with 2 strikes already on him. Certainly in protect mode, but all he needs to do is kind of flare one away where the defense isn't, get a base knock.
Hit to the outfield will score a run with 2 outs. A long hold from Ballantyne. Now he goes, and it's a breaking ball pulled foul again by Ryan Ellis. Hasn't really gotten his best swing off yet. Ballantyne, a good job keeping him off time. So still ahead is the pitcher Ballantyne, 1-2. Rolls on second, Plastic off first. Rolls a pretty big lead, and Ballantyne notes that and spins and fires a 4-mile-an-hour throw to second.
Yeah, Ballantyne's kind of let the Crawdads hitters take as big a lead as they want to. That's really his first spin back of the day.
And not like Devin James, he's really been keeping the runners close, but now Ballantyne a long stare and hold it rolls. Comes home to Ellis and skips it in the dirt. Good pick by the catcher O'Rourke to go to 2-2.
And I think, that's kind of the two different pitching philosophies. James has been, he's allowed more base runners, so he's had to kind of look and hold them in check, while Ballantyne's been solely focused on the Crawdads at the dish. And to his credit, it's been effective so far.
Only one strikeout through 2 2/3, getting the soft contact. But now in a bit of danger. 2-2 count, dangerous hitter. Ellis, big swing and foul back. So another long at bat here. Bryden Bull did the same last inning to start the inning. He did end up striking out, but a lot of pitches being worked out of the righty here, who had been otherwise, again, very efficient through the first two. Another 2-2 after a long hold from Ballantyne. Breaking ball swung through by Ellis. So he goes down swinging. Ellis 0 for 1 now after walking his first time up. Crawdads threatened, but they can't score. Bottom of the third coming up. We're scoreless. Two and a half innings have absolutely flown by, thanks to Devin James and Austin Ballantyne. Really just dealing out there, getting both teams getting runners on, but not able to drive them in. It's kind of like just push and pull. They're getting them on, but getting them on with 2 outs, and so you don't give yourself a big chance to get them in when that happens. But still, looking for a breakthrough here, Charlie.
Yeah, pitcher's duel going right now. James and Ballantyne both looking really nice.
First pitch from James, a ball to Nico Rodriguez, who singled his first time. One of the 2 Merchant hits so far. Now he slams one to center, coming in and dropping in front of Perez. It's down for a knock, so he goes to 2 for 2. And kind of caught that one off the hands. I said he slammed it, but really just soft hit out to center. Found the right spot though.
Yeah, soft contact, and if you're James, you'll take it. Anything weakly hit is a win if you're a pitcher out there. Obviously, Rodriguez gets a bit of luck, goes to where the gap is in deep center or in shallow center.
James checks on him, as he's done every single time someone's gotten on first right away. Runner back in. Pitcher warming up down the left field line for the Merchants. I almost called them the Mariners. Their home uniforms very reminiscent of the Seattle Mariners.
That they are.
I mean, I don't see why not. It's a good look. Rodriguez going to go. Bunt squared around but pulled back. And, I mean, in between the timing was Drew Longacre. He fired to throw down, but probably didn't have to, as that one was well late. Kind of double pumped and still just decided to fire one down. But Rodriguez easily in the second. So now pressure on James in a 1-0 count with a runner in scoring position. We'll see if Trey Johnson wants to drop down a bunt here now. Said he takes strike one with a fastball coming in hot at the belt. One ball, one strike. James looking at Rodriguez on second now. Standing up to bunt. Johnson pulls back again in the dirt. So 2 balls and a strike. Johnson looking to get him over to third.
And Alameda, they play fundamental baseball at a very, very elite level, Harry. They know when it's the right time to move a runner over instead of trying to go for a hit, and it allows them to get runs back that most other teams in the CCL kind of leave on the table.
2-1, pulled to second. Up with it rolls. He'll sidearm to first. So effectively, it acts like a sacrifice bunt as the runner goes over to third. But they do get the first out. A little bit of danger here, but the Crawdads have been kind of used to being in danger from these Alameda Merchants, and they've dealt with it very well because the Cardiac Crawdads have had 2 separate walk-offs this season. Both have come against the Alameda Merchants, and man, they've just been able to play them well late, come back from small deficits, Charlie, and in danger of one here again with 1 out and a runner at third. The cleanup hitter up. Could see them fall behind again, but strike 1 from James, and all that to say that the small leads for the Merchants haven't been too much to worry about for the Crawdads. They've managed to come back each time.
Yeah, for either team, quite frankly, the greatest lead by any team in this season is 4.
Out in front of one there, so it goes to 0-2. James way ahead of Sandner, who reached on a fielder's choice and an errant throw. Parker Jr. stepped on third with runners on first and second. Throw pulled Bull down the line. Now James looking to get him out by way of the K, just barely fouled off. Sandner stays alive.
And this is what you got to do if you're Devin James. Keep it low in the zone, force Sandner into a ground ball, because anything in the air scores the first run of the game.
Corners are in. Parker a little farther in than Bull at first. Parker toes on the grass. Now Bull steps in as the next pitch rides high. Ball 1. But back on the note of those walk-offs, that's something that it's a luxury that the Crawdads don't have today. They're the away team, of course, so they'll be batting in the top of every inning. So you're going to have to go into the ninth with a lead. 1-2 from James. High chopper over the head of Parker. Nothing he could do because he was pulled in. It gets into left for a base hit. So opening salvo fired. Kyle Sandner drives in the first run of the game with the RBI single.
And that's the exact power of the stolen base there for Alameda. Had Rodriguez not swiped the second base bag, he'd still be at first base and likely only advances to second on that instead of, maybe he'd have a chance of going to third, but a weak roller to the outfield. Plastic probably all over it.
James again checking on the runner at first. Back in time, but man, yeah, I mean, that's what you risk when you bring the corners of the infield in. I mean, you get a bizarre high chopper like that just flies over the head of the infielders. Nothing you can do about it. So Kai Laxa in for the second time. He goes after the first pitch. Hits one hard out towards the left center field gap, but Pulasic had him played over there and makes the catch. So a good swing, but scouting report effective for the Crawdads.
He was expecting a first pitch breaking ball. He got the slider from Devin James, hung back, loaded the back foot, then came forward with the swing. Hard contact, but Pulasic had a nice read on it out there and left.
So now 2 down. James looking to limit the damage. Just a runner at first. That's Kyle Sandner. Benji O'Rourke struck out his first time to end the first inning. And no Merchant has struck out since. James checks on the runner. I find it kind of funny that James keeps looking over there because, again, not a whole lot of stolen base production for Alameda so far this season. The one by first pitch outside to O'Rourke, but the one by Rodriguez A few batters ago, just the 9th of the year for the Merchants. Not even in double digits. Crawdads have 35. 1-0 pitch, fastball swung and missed by O'Rourke, and that was a fastball right by him. So 1 ball, 1 strike. And again, a check back to the runner. Ball gets out of Bull's glove, but does not go too far. Lands right back by his left foot. Scoops it and throws it back. Righty still warming in the Merchants bullpen. We'll see if he's coming in for Valentine after the 3rd, or maybe Valentine getting 1 more inning. 1-1, breaking ball, swung and missed.
That's just pure fill from Devin James.
Yeah.
Get him with the slider. Couldn't quite tell between the slider and the sweeper there, but I mean, whew, well out in front O'Rourke was. And you just need 1 more pitch, get out of this inning with just 1 run across.
Small lead off of first, Sandner. James kicks and fires, and a breaking ball in the dirt. Swung on and missed. Benji O'Rourke just had no clue what was coming that at bat, as completing the operation from catcher to first, Longacre to Bull on the drop 3rd strike. 3rd strike out of the game for Devin James. 2nd time he gets O'Rourke. 1 run comes across for the Merchants. 4th inning, here we come. Well, the California Collegiate League's biggest event of the summer is coming to Reno, Nevada on Saturday, July 4th. The 2026 CCL All-Star Game will bring together the league's top players and future professional prospects at Greater Nevada Field, home of the Reno Aces. Following the game, fans will enjoy a spectacular fireworks show as part of the America 250 celebration. To purchase tickets and learn more, visit calsummerball.com. Can't wait. It's coming up in just a few weeks now. July making its way, but June 20th today, as we have a new pitcher, Gino Rossi, the righty, into the game to face 4, 5, and 6 in the Crawdads order. 4, 5, and 6 hitless so far. Woodson, Bull, and Parker Jr. First pitch up and away to Woodson. I mentioned today, though, June 20th, 2026. The date today, Charlie, is a palindrome.
That it is. Same backwards as it is forwards.
And it even is if you add 2026. His next pitch to Woodson out in front of a fastball, pulls it foul. You get 6, 2, 0, 2, 0, 2, 6. You reverse that. 6, 2, 0, 2, 0, 2, 6. However, it would not be a palindrome in Europe.
Correct. They do it differently over there.
Woodson, in between, decides to swing and, well, went over the plate for sure. So a sword swing goes to 1 and 2. And yeah, that just wouldn't work out. It'd be a mess. 1-2 to TJ Woodson. Slider. Got him off the end of the plate. Strike 3. Swing and a miss. So Rossi faces 1, strikes 1 out. Picks up right where Austin Ballantyne, the starter, left off after he struck out Ryan Ellis to end the 3rd and strand a couple runners. Ballantyne, though, a very solid outing. 3 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 2 strikeouts to a walk. Did it all in 46 pitches.
That's exactly what you ask for if you're the Merchants.
Now Bryden Bull stands in after the leadoff strikeout, and a back foot slider warrants a swing and a miss. Strike 1. And only the 2 strikeouts for Ballantyne, but both very important and timely. Bryden Bull struck out to start the 2nd inning. He's always just a threat to hit, as now he's down 0-2, swinging and missing through another breaking ball in the dirt. But the 2nd strikeout to end his outing, if you remember, 2 guys were on for the Crawdads last inning, and Ryan Ellis struck out swinging. Now he goes fastball to Bull, a little late, but an protection swing has him alive.
Just really nice pitching from Rossi. His first 2 at-bats, slider, slider, slider. Crawdads haven't been able to catch up. Bull now has to adjust to the fastball.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. So another slider, three back foot sliders. Claims Bryden Bull as a strikeout victim for the 2nd time.
Just a filthy breaking ball from Gino Rossi. And it has so much movement north-south.
And it's really telling when they throw it to both the righties and the lefties if you're a right-handed pitcher. It just shows off how much movement it gets. Really looks like it's going to be on that inside corner to lefties, and all of a sudden it's exploding towards your back foot. You've already made the decision to swing because you think it's a fastball. He goes with it there to Kevin Parker Jr., the righty. He takes a ball. But then, of course, as the righties, it's tailing away, so it makes you kind of reach out for it. And the fastball inside for a ball. 2 balls, no strikes to Parker, who, again, an outstanding day yesterday. Kind of needed it. Went into the day just hitting 111. Collected 3 hits, and I mean, average still below 200, but he raced it 77 points to 188. He fouls an off-speed off. Out ahead 2-1. So any game you're increasing your batting average by 77 points has to feel pretty good.
Absolutely.
Regardless of where the average is. If it's still below the Mendoza line, well, then you just try and do it again. Parker, though, 0 for 1 today. And takes strike 2, a fastball on the outer edge.
Rossi's just painting the zone right now. The Crawdads kind of have no idea what to do with him.
Looking for the second 1-2-3 of the game for the Merchants. And the slider's left outside, ball 3. Count is full with Dylan Perez walking on deck. Crawdads, all dark uniform, black pants, charcoal gray top. 3-2 to Parker. Fastball way low, so he works the walk after going down 2 strikes. A nice plate appearance.
Yeah, very much so. Parker Jr. saw 2 balls at first, then fouled 1 off, and was like, all right, you know what? We're just going to hold the bat, force Rossi to make some good pitches. He did make a couple, but not quite enough.
And if you're Rossi, he's looking for that outside low corner with the fastball. It works really well off the outside slider, but if you end up just firing it way too low, it's an instant take by the guy at the plate and an uncompetitive pitch. So now Parker on first with some speed. Dylan Perez, the lefty, stands in and takes the ball just a tad low.
Yeah, broke right below Perez's knees. Way to lay off of it, a guy especially who likes to swing the bat and swings it hard.
Top 4, Merchants just grabbed a 1-0 lead. Pushing a run across in the bottom of the 3rd as a check to first is not in time.
Find Perez here. I think might try to sit on this breaking ball, wait for one at the low part of the plate, and just clobber it down the right field side.
He gets a fastball. Late steal attempt by Parker. Throwdown is in time, but not caught by the shortstop Loxa. So Kevin Parker, the delayed steal, he's in there. And the pitch called a ball as Parker raced across the base pass, just like that steal. Just raced across your screen from left to right. That's a cool graphic.
That it is.
Perez ahead 2-0. Watches the ball outside 3-0. So now in the driver's seat. And man, Crawdads working some nice at-bats down with 2 outs. It's just, it's less sustainable when you start your rallies with 2 outs, and that's what they've been a victim of so far. Third inning, got 2 on, couldn't get one in. Now a 3-0, taken strike by Dylan Perez. Never really thought about swinging. But perhaps it kind of goes back to the cardiac Crawdads identity. May not need it to be late in the game, but with 2 outs, they're trying to mount some rallies. Here it comes, and it's down low. Rossi can't get the bottom of the zone. Back-to-back walks at the Crawdads. In the same situation they were in the third, except that was back-to-back hits, but now first and second, 2 men out.
Just really nice stuff from the Crawdad hitters. Very patient, forcing Rossi after he was getting lots of swings and misses from Woodson and Bull. Bats have kind of quieted down, waited for good pitches to swing at. And for the most part, they've just held the bat. Now Longacre got to do the same thing.
So earlier this game, last inning, Daniel Palasic got his first hit as a Crawdad. This would be a good time for Drew Longacres, but he takes strike 1, a fastball at the belt. Because if he gets one here, would drive in the run. Kevin Parker, good speed on first and solid speed on first as well with Dylan Perez. Gino Rossi from the stretch, slider taken for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Longacre rakes back and way out in front of one. Fouls it off. So 1-2 now has to protect after flying out to Trey Johnson and right his first time.
Not sure he's going to get a better pitch from that from Rossi. Just a breaking ball that didn't have as much movement as the other ones that he's thrown. Kind of hung at that bottom part of the zone, and Longacre just out in front.
1-2 popped up back behind us. And Longacre, or rather, Gino Rossi started off the inning, striking out back-to-back batters now. He's kind of had trouble putting batters away. 2 straight walks. Kevin Parker was in a 3-2 count. So had 2 strikes on him, and Dylan Perez just took an easier walk on 5 pitches. Now a 2-strike pitch to Longacre is fouled off once again right behind us. This one stays in the facility here at Pat Bale Field. I can't help but laugh at the fact that it's almost a perfect abbreviation for Patrick Bailey.
It is. Rather hilarious.
I mean, he didn't go here, obviously. He's a Southern guy. But a 1-2 to the Crawdads catcher is fouled away off to the right again. So Longacre, again, a good job staying alive, making it hard for Rossi to put guys away. Parker waiting at second with Perez at first. Single will drive in a run. Double could bring home 2. The outfield kind of shifted to the right. Next pitch to Longacre. Hit out towards second on a few hops. Bobbled by Rodriguez. His throw to first is still in time to get the catcher running down the line. So 2-out rally again just falls short. And the Crawdads remain scoreless through 3.5. 1-0. Merchants lead it. The left-hander Paul Wheeler enters the game after Devin James goes 3 innings of 1-run ball, gave up 4 hits, 3 strikeouts. Only walked 1 Alameda batter, but now Paul Wheeler on, who's been very effective this season so far, Charlie.
Absolutely. Wheeler's been one of the best relievers for Walnut Creek in a smaller sample size. 5 innings, 2 hits allowed, just 3 walks to 5 strikeouts. No runs have come across in his 3 appearances so far.
The Crawdads bullpen kind of working out, finding perhaps more permanent roles for certain guys, as now Wheeler gets to face a lefty Martini. First pitch to him, outside and down. Reeder and Nava, though, on deck and in the hole, both righties, so the platoon advantage lasts for 1 at-bat. Next pitch in, finds a spot at the knees for a strike. Now, at this point, both starters out. Becomes kind of a battle of the bullpens, as we've witnessed very commonly at the start of the CCL season. Pitchers sort of around the 3 to 4 inning mark right now. Might increase as the season goes on.
It will.
Wheeler just a bit outside to Martini, goes to 2-1, but the fastball's looking lively from Paul Wheeler.
Yeah, 2-pitch guy, sinker-slider combo, really dangerous against left-handers. But throws both pitches relatively equally to both righties and lefties.
2-1, up and in. Fouled away, and I was just about to make this point because we almost just saw it too. A sinker-slider, hard-throwing lefty, especially against lefties, it's a danger that you're going to end up needing a new bat. Because the sinker comes in kind of like a bowling ball on the hands, and the slider causes you to get it out on the end. And 2 ways to break a bat is if you get it way in on the hands or way on the edge of it. That time the slider is fouled away. But it's an uncomfortable at bat for a lefty for sure. Paul Wheeler kind of reminiscent of a sinker slider lefty specialist, I think of as Zach Britton.
Yeah, very good comparison, I'd say. Similar arm slot.
Yeah, a little bit of funk too. Next pitch comes in, just fouled off. Longacre could have had a shot at it, hit off I believe off the glove.
It did.
Yeah, so couldn't quite squeeze it. Bit of a second life for Giovanni Martini, who's yet to record an at-bat today. Walked in the 2nd inning. 3rd walk of the season again. Next one from Wheeler. Sinker by him. Swing and a miss. So now both pitchers for the Crawdads. First batter they've faced, down by way of the K.
And that's just fantastic pitching from Paul Wheeler. Starts out a 2-0 count, back-to-back strikes, and then keeps Martini battling foul ball, foul ball, foul ball. Finally gets him with a K.
So nice job to win the battle against the lefty. Part of the reason he came in right now, and now he gets to face the 8 and 9 hitters, the DH Ethan Reeder and the 3rd baseman Alec Nava. First pitch to Reeder, up and away, ball 1. Another right-hander warming up in left field for the Merchants. After a nice inning of work from Gino Rossi, did have to throw 25 pitches though. Slider pulled on the ground to 3rd. Parker in on a couple hops, and he'll fire across the diamond. Was about halfway to 1st as that one brought him in, so throw was shortened, and there's out number 2 quickly. Wheeler working well.
That he is, and he doesn't have to work to the strikeout like he did against Martini now against these right-handers. The stuff moves so much, try to catch it off the end of the bat or on the inside of a right-hander's bat and let the defense go to work.
Alec Nava now stands in against the now CCL veteran, played at Menlo last season. Pitched in 19 games, an ERA just under 8, so already an improvement from last year so far as a sinker goes down low to Nava. But in 17 innings, 26 strikeouts, 17 2/3, 26 strikeouts. That is a rate of over 13 per 9 innings. Paul Wheeler is able to deliver a K, and he gets strike 1 to Alec Nava after the ball, so goes to 1-1. Already has a strikeout in this inning, but you almost expect around 2 per inning with him.
He's averaging 1 per inning at the moment, but the stuff is good enough to where he could be hitting 2, no problem.
Now out in front of this one, a weak fly ball to left. Daniel Polasic is there to glove it and put an end to the inning. So quick work of the bottom of the order by Paul Wheeler. A nice inning to get the Crawdads bats up. They've been cold so far, but trying to heat up. 1-0. Peyton Robideau into the game for Gino Rossi, who had one really solid inning of work, but did have to labor through 25 pitches and did walk 2 guys, but also struck 2 out. The 2 walks coming with 2 outs, so no runs came across. And now Robideau gets to face 9-1-2 of the Crawdads order. Shane Aldridge, Peyton Rolls, and Daniel Polasic. Couple hits for Rolls and Polasic. Aldridge 0 for 1 as he takes ball 1, skied out to the shortstop Laxa in shallow centers first time. Didn't get a great swing off it. But now a chance to lead off the inning for a guy that was a leadoff hitter early in the season as it's rolled slowly to first and Martini can't handle it. Hops up off his glove into right. And that is one way to get on base. Gets things started. Does Shane Aldridge. E3 to first in the Walnut Creek Crawdads offense perhaps. Ready to heat up with the top of the order now coming up with a man on. But take a look at what they did offensively against the Merchants last time. It was just, again, 2 days ago in Walnut Creek in Danville at Monte Vista High School. 9 hits, 4 walks. They did strike out 9 times and left 7 on base, but wow, it was a walk-off homer that ended up putting the nail in the coffin, and the Crawdads really snuck by there as now here's a high chopper to short. Play made, but throw is into right field. Aldridge racing to third. Back-to-back errors for the Merchants have the Crawdads in order, so again, kind of some dubious offensive numbers, yet they're threatening, Charlie.
That they are. Tough play, really. Laxa trying to play it off of the low chop there. Kind of let it bounce very shortly in front of him. Picked it up really well. Clean field. The throw just off balance and offline. So Aldridge had a nice slide into second base to give himself a chance, then got up quickly when the throw rolled into right field. And he's got so much speed. He was in the third, no problem.
So already 2 on, nobody out with thanks to 2 errors. And now Daniel Polasic scorched the ball through the right side last time. There goes the runner from first. Throw down goes, it's cut off by Laxa, so it's a stolen bag for Peyton Rolls, who gets in to second. And now Peyton Rolls has double digit stolen bases in CCL play, just the 11th Crawdad in history. And he's been the fastest in terms of games played to reach 10+ stolen bases as Polasic fouls the first pitch off, and that is, or the second pitch off, rather. First pitch was a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. So 1-1 with Pulaski at the dish. 2 guys in scoring position. There's a high fly ball to right field. Looks like it's in the ballpark. Johnson, though, back. Both runners will tag. Plenty deep to score the run from third. Throw is cut off, and no throw is made. So a beautiful at-bat by Daniel Pulaski to even up this ball game. Crawdads tied up 1 apiece on the deep sac fly.
Fundamental baseball from Pulaski there. Got his first hit as a Crawdad earlier today. Now his first run batted in, and just does exactly what he needed to do with Aldridge and rolls with lots of speed in scoring position. Just put one in the air and let the run come home, tie the ball game up.
And now a fly ball like that will give the Crawdads the lead as the infield comes in to face Ryan Ellis. Peyton Robideau gets one by him. Swing and a miss by Ellis for a strike. Robideau, that run will not be charged to him. And if the run from third comes in, neither will that one. 2 errors. Got the Crawdads with runners in scoring position, or runners on the corners, rather. Next pitch to Ellis is lifted high and deep to right field. Back goes Johnson towards the wall. He'll look up, and it's out of here. Ryan Ellis exits stage right. Got up in the jet stream, and the Crawdads take a 2-run lead as Ellis deposits his third home run of the season up onto the active traffic behind right field.
Mr. Crawdad strikes back for Walnut Creek, and how about that? First lead of the day, and Ryan Ellis back into form. Started this season monster hot, has gone a little bit colder his past couple of games, but man, tower shut to the pull side, and we know he can do that all day long.
So said, I see your sac fly to right and raise you one. 2-run shot. Ryan Ellis back tied for the team lead now with Riley Winchell. 3 homers apiece extends the Crawdad CCL lead in home runs. They've got 11. So TJ Woodson now a fresh slate with 1 out. And tough work for Peyton Robideau, who, again, the second run was unearned. And since 2 errors were made and he retired an out, I'm not sure whether the third one is too. Now Woodson squares the bunt, runs up and pulls it back. They check to first, and yes, he did pull it back successfully. So 1 ball, no strikes to freshman cleanup hitter.
2 straight rising redshirt freshmen, 4 and 5, Woodson and Bull. How about that?
They've really just been major producers for this team already. And Woodson charges one to left center. Back goes Sander. He'll race to the wall. That one is gone. Over the wall and left. Or did it stick under the wall? It might have bounced and then went under. They were yelling home run from the Crawdad dugout. That one really, that one, a ground rule double. So I believe it hit the ground, popped up over. It gets a little tricky out there because they have that mesh on the fence. Sometimes hard to tell if it goes in front of or over.
Yeah, bounced at the warning track and then I think took a big hop.
So I certainly got deked, but yet another double for TJ Woodson, who's been on a tear hitting doubles. And Bryden Bull, his first pitch is above his head for a ball. And that, I mean, it's hard to throw a pitch above Bryden Bull's head.
That it is, but if you're Bull here, I think you're sitting and waiting. Wait for a pitch that you really want to drive, and don't swing until you see it here. You just get back into form, and you know you can launch one against Robideau, who's just out of sorts right now.
Bull kind of off the hands towards left center. This one falling, though, in front of the left fielder. Diving Sandner can't get it in the glove. Woodson up to third. Bull into second. A near highlight reel play. It just dropped right out of the glove of Sandner, who made an excellent diving effort to his glove side, but that'll go in as a double for Bull. And the Crawdads remain in business. A bit of back-to-back odd luck or just kind of confusing plays. But hey, they'll take it now. Second and third, infield going to come in again as the Crawdads now up 3-1. And Kevin Parker Jr., who's 0 for 1 today with a walk and a stolen base. Chance to score some more. Robideau deals a slider outside for a ball. Lots and lots of action all of a sudden for a Crawdads offense that was otherwise dormant. Next pitch, Parker takes below the zone, 2-0.
You're absolutely right, Harry. They've just capitalized on the new pitcher, Robideau, coming in, a guy who hasn't really pitched a lot, did not pitch at all at Washington this spring, and limited action here for the Merchants. And they're seeing the ball really well out of the right-hander's arm, especially that string of 3 lefties for Walnut Creek.
Parker swings through one and misses, 2-1. And they're also able to lift the ball well here, too. They're getting barrels, but they're seeing the launch angles that have kind of evaded them a bit until yesterday, it felt like, where they hit 3 homers, but Crawdads able to get the ball into the air. It's a 2-1 now to Parker. There's a fastball in, 3-1. Robideau in danger of walking him loaded with another dangerous hitter and Dylan Perez on deck.
Yeah, Parker Jr. in this spot, I'd just hold the bat and get it to the next guy up, especially with a left-hander on deck to face the right-handed pitcher.
Yeah, Robideau, real hard time finding the zone. Now 3-1. Parker goes after it and pulls it into left. That one's down. In comes the run from third. Bull racing behind Woodson, and he'll score standing up as well. 2 runs come in on a base hit by Kevin Parker. Crawdads now lead it 5-1, all 5 coming in this inning.
Man, that's just a great piece of hitting. Hitters count, and Parker Jr. did not heed my advice, saw a pitch he liked, off speed and in the zone, and pulled it on a line into shallow left. That's a base hit every day of the week and twice on Sunday. Adds 2 more to the Crawdad lead. That's exactly what you're looking for out of your third baseman.
That was a nice rip. 3-1, got the pitch he wanted, like you said. And that puts speed on first. Still just 1 out. And a lefty up to the dish. Fastball way outside, ball 1. Robideau really having a hard time finding the zone, but when he has, it's been hit hard.
Also of note, Harry, no warming up action for
Yeah.
Alameda right now. This is Robideau's inning.
And, I mean, you already have 3 pitchers going in the first 5 innings. Kevin Parker goes. Pitch swung through. Throw down to second is just late. Parker steals the second bag of the game.
Now he's the guy who's chasing. Oh, they're going to send it back to first.
Oh, so they say.
Foul tip into the glove, it must be? Yeah, foul tip.
Yeah, I suppose so. So, okay, Perez. I said he swung through it, but gets a slight piece of it. So, Perez is going to head back to the dugout. Brent Cummings, the head coach, going to have a talk with the home plate ump, rather. So, I think just getting an explanation that he fouled it into the glove, so therefore it's a dead ball. Or was it? It might have been interference. So the batter's going to be out. It was a 1-0 count. I think interference called on Perez. He got in the way of the throw, and so he's out. There's the second out. Because now this is Drew Longacre batting, who takes strike 1.
Wacky sequence of events.
Wow, yeah, that was kind of bizarre, and I assume it was the right call. I mean, I didn't, right as I saw Parker go, I saw the pitch come in and moved my eyes from kind of home plate to second. So at that point, Perez had swung through it and then probably stepped in the way of the catcher, O'Rourke, unintentionally, as the slider's up at the letters for a ball. Longacre takes. But that was, yeah, that was odd. So now 1 ball, 1 strike. Runner going to go. Pitch high. Throw down to second. Not in time. Parker gets that base right back. And I geniusly scribbled out the stolen base. Now I just have to write it again.
I erased mine with my erasable pens, Harry. You should invest in some.
Oh, nice. It really work. Like,
Oh,
how
yeah.
well can you erase?
Completely.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll show you in the half inning.
Okay, yeah. Well, we have a 2-1 count here. 2 outs. We're 1 out away from that. I don't think Longacre wants that to happen. Hard line drive to left coming on. It is down in front of the sliding Sandner. And coming to score from second is Parker. Another base hit for the Crawdads. Another RBI. First hit, first RBI for Longacre as a Crawdad. And that will extend the inning, and Crawdads will bat around.
That they will. And how about Longacre sees the pitch he likes, drives it into left.
Yeah.
Just a nice live drive that just kind of tails away at the end and makes it a tough play for Sandner.
Shane Aldridge, now the 9th-place hitter, stands in an entirely different ball game than the first time he hit this inning. Crawdads were down 1-0 when he led this one off, but reached base via an error on the first baseman, Giovanni Martini, and got over to third thanks to a fielder's choice attempt that ended up in right field because the shortstop, Laxa, threw it into right as the next pitch fouled away by Shane Aldridge and out of play. So the two errors opened up the inning, put runners on the corners for the Crawdads, and Pulasic hit a deep fly ball to right. Ended up dying out in front of the track, but plenty deep. A fielder, or a sacrifice fly rather, and then Ryan Ellis left the yard. Just 0-1 to Aldridge. Now he puts a charge into one to right center. Back chasing Landry, and over his head, he'll reach up and make the catch. Going back and to his left in a full sprint, but 6 runs come home for the Crawdads. Man, they did it a lot of different ways. The errors, the home run, a couple doubles, a couple singles have the Crawdads. And a brand new ball game after 4.5. 6-1, Crawdads lead it. Bottom of the 5th inning, we're halfway through, halfway to go, which means Charlie Lemoncelli taking you the rest of the way on play-by-play.
That I am. Weston Thornberry into the game, the second time the Crawdads have gone to the bullpen. Devin James, a fantastic start today. 3 innings of work, 4 hits, 1 run came across on 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. He just passed by our broadcast booth. Harry had a nice little chat with him, was happy that he was able to induce a bunch of soft contact, plus a couple of Ks. A little bit irritated with the run that came across, but not a whole lot you can do about that. Just a hard hit ball on the ground.
Yeah, and it just hopped over Kevin Parker, who was playing in, and even Kevin Parker had basically the same reaction on his face on the field. He was in his set position, ready to feel the hot ground ball coming in, and then this one just goes over his head, just dropped his glove, had a completely blank expression, and it's just, yeah, come on, man, nothing you can do.
That he could not. 6-1 lead for Walnut Creek here in the bottom of the 5th. The Merchants got out to a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 3rd on an RBI single from Kyle Sandner that bounced over Parker Jr.'s head. Then a 6 spot from the Crawdads in the last half inning. Brings up the top of the Merchant order, Landry, Rodriguez, and Johnson. Weston Thornberry's first pitch, a fastball low. Thornberry, this is his 5th appearance against CCL competition for Walnut Creek. 8 2/3 pitched already, 5 Ks, 4 hits, 2 walks. Hard throwing right-hander. The 1-0 delivery. Right down the pipe. Strike 1 to Landry.
This bullpen's really revealing itself to be, I mean, I don't know how, incredible. I don't know how else to describe it. It's been, just every single guy has been able to throw strikes, been throwing hard, get outs.
1-1 from Thornberry. Inside and low a little bit. So it's 2-1, but absolutely right, Harry. These guys really rounding into form a couple weeks into the season for Walnut Creek, and that's exactly what manager Brent Cummings wanted when he put this team together. Thornberry sets, kicks, fires the 2-1. Fastball in on the hands, fouled away. Landry off of his lead foot. So 2-2.
And it can get kind of tricky when trying to build a summer league roster when looking at a lot of guys in the JUCO, CC, NAIA perhaps seen because these are leagues that kind of are very hitter centric and are hitter friendly. So finding the arms that are going to be able to give you production in summer is often it often takes a stroke of genius. And well, it seems like that's the case so far with Brent Cummings and the staff building this bullpen that's just been so outstanding so far.
That it has. Thornberry now the 2-2. Landry takes a slider that bounces in front of home plate. Full count to the Merchant center fielder. He's 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out.
And even at the mid-major level too, in Division 1, like it can be difficult to find those guys that give you the best production, but I mean, still so much talent in those mid-major schools, those mid-major conferences.
Payoff from Thornberry. Fastball grounded hard to third. Parker Jr. collects, fires across the diamond on a line to retire Landry.
I'll tell you, and that's a play there that's going to give Kevin Parker Jr. a lot more confidence over there at third. Made an error earlier, again, had the frustrating play that brought in the run in the third inning that just hopped over his head. Things feeling maybe a bit tough out there, but that play was a little more difficult than it looked. The infield's been playing very questionably. A lot of, not the Crawdads infield, I mean the literal infield has taken some ridiculous hops, especially off the lip of the grass. Got that one kind of right off of it and was able to handle it, make a nice throw.
Here's the left-hander Rodriguez. First pitch to him, a fastball low. So Thornberry, 2 batters faced, 2 first pitch balls. Didn't seem to matter against Landry, able to recover rather well, but Rodriguez, a different beast. 2 for 2 today with a pair of singles and a stolen bag. The 1-0. Fastball, high chopper over to second, rolls, collects on one hop, and fires the bull just in time. Speedy Rodriguez made it a play. But 2 groundouts in the first 2 batters faced for Thornberry. He's looking to go perhaps multiple innings of relief here.
And already working quickly through the first 2. Very nicely done. Crawdads do have 3 relievers they named to potentially follow up behind Thornberry, so probably 2 innings out of Thornberry at the least.
2 outs, no one on in the bottom of the 5th. Merchants trailing by 5. Here's Trey Johnson in the 3 spot. Reached on an E5 in the first. Thornberry's first pitch. Slider, swave, and a miss. 0-1 to the right fielder for Alameda, former Crawdad. Trey Johnson, part of the 2025 edition of Walnut Creek's baseball. Making an early impact here for Alameda. Thornberry at the belt. Now the 0-1. Another slider, this time it misses low. Trey Johnson this season tied for 3rd in the California Collegiate League in homers through just 10 games. He's got 2 of them, 5 extra base hits total. .333 hitter entering the game. 1-1 pitch from the Crawdad right-hander. Fastball lined into right field. Aldridge checking to the gap, and that's extra bases. Aldridge picks up. Now the throw to second. Johnson slides, safe. Throw was slightly offline. Woodson not able to put the tag to Johnson. And a 2-out double. Merchants trying to score again. Get the game within a couple runs.
That's one of the best most on-time swings we've seen today. Fastball got it middle in and just turned and burned right on it. And, man, yeah, that was right on time by Trey Johnson, who you mentioned is tied for 3rd, and CCL and homers didn't quite ride that one out of here. Got on the hands a little bit, but that's the swing you're looking for to get one out. How many people are tied today now with 2 homers? Let's see.
Quite a few.
Yesterday was 13, but the Crawdads got a couple guys. Really, just Riley Winchell got off that.
Now Ellis today, too.
Ellis is off it, so I won't count him.
Extended pause here.
Still
Thornberry.
13, yeah, 13 now.
Wow, 13 tied for now 4th place technically in the California Collegiate League with 2 home runs.
I guess now it would be 5th because Ellis is up there with 3.
Correct. Nonetheless, Kyle Sandner, the cleanup man for the Merchants at the dish. RBI chance for him. Thornberry will work from the stretch, first base side of the rubber. First time today for him to do that. Thornberry, mostly a 2-pitch guy. Fastball, slider, occasionally will throw a changeup. Righty-righty matchup, first pitch. Fastball fouled back. Thornberry tried to get it right by Sandner, and he almost did. Rising sophomore at Fresno State. One of those guys, Harry, we were talking about, you know, not a, obviously the Mountain West is a group of 5 conference, so no lack of talent there for baseball. Thornberry was kind of one of the underrated guys heading into this roster. Now his 0-1, a slider that misses outside.
I think Fresno State played a part of the first ever college baseball game I watched. It might have been Georgia. It was a Bulldog team.
Well, look at that.
It's down on the farm at Stanford. My brother and my dad. 2013. I think Mark Appel might have been pitching.
Thornberry, the 1-1. Fastball right by Sandner. Hits that low part of the zone, swing and a miss.
Beyond the point, though. But, I mean, all this to say, Fresno State's been an excellent program. It produced, obviously, Aaron Judge, most notably.
The king. Or the judge, we should say.
The Judge.
All rise.
Yeah, Bay Area adjacent resident.
Yeah, from the Central Valley. Now the 1-2 from Thornberry. Foul tip into the glove. Got Sandner to bite on a slider. And Weston Thornberry allows the 2-out double to Trey Johnson, but then puts the 4th batter he sees Sandner away. We'll take a break, head to the top of the 6th. Walnut Creek leads by 5. Top of the 6th, Crawdads order. Top of it due up later on, 1, 2, and 3. But later today, player of the game brought to you by Worth Group Restaurants, a local collection of East Bay restaurants owned and operated by Rodney Worth. Includes the Peasant and the Pear in Danville, the Bourbon Pear in Livermore, and the Golden Pear in Walnut Creek. Worth Group Restaurants, an official partner of the Walnut Creek Crawdads. Peyton Rolls, Daniel Pulasic, and Sutter Moss, who replaces Ryan Ellis here to start the 6th at the designated hitter spot. Ellis, a contender for player of the game, 1 for 2, a homer, a strikeout, and a walk.
Here's the big blow. But Sutter Moss was penciled in. He was going to get the 6th through 9th inning in the DH spot. And, I mean, I'll tell you more about his batting practice swings when he comes up, because it was a show.
Oh, it was. Robideau still on the hill. First pitch to Peyton Rolls. Off speed and at the knees for a strike. Nothing in 1 to the Crawdad second baseman. He's 1 for 3. Reached in the 5th on an E4. Later came in to score. Also has a single on the day. The 0-1, wave and a miss. Robideau gets another off-speed pitch past Rolls. Nasty bite there with the breaker. Rolls entered today tied for 2nd in the California Collegiate League with 9 steals. Now has 10 on the season. The 0-2. Fastball misses just below the knees. Robideau attacking that low part of the zone on the right-hander Rolls. Pulasic on deck. Another guy who has a hit. The 0-2, the 1-2, Rolls takes high and tight. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And to your point, working him low, but I'd be careful. Rolls a really strong top hand, stays on top of the baseball, and anywhere it's pitched is able to drive it kind of on a low line.
Righty's 2-2. Rolls, waves and misses. Slider low. Gets the bite. 1 out in the top of the 6th. Still a 5-run lead for Walnut Creek. Now the left-hander Pulasic to the dish. Had a nice day. He's 1 for 3. Singled in the 3rd. Sac fly to right in the 5th. That tied up this ball game. And then brought up Ellis, Woodson, Bull, Parker Jr. subsequently, who all had hits. Robideau turns and delivers. Pulasic hits one high in the air, straightaway center field. Landry camps under it and puts it to the leather.
Really on time with the swing, too, there. I mean, he swung it really, really well today. We've been waiting for Palat. Not that he's been having bad at-bats. He was working walks, was 0 for 6, but was swinging it well, but today is really kind of putting it together. That one well on time, just off the hands a little bit, so he couldn't get much on it. But here's a guy who was getting a lot on it. I mentioned during batting practice, Sutter Moss was putting on a show, hitting the ball way out to right field. I think he had 3 straight swings that went over the fence.
He looked fantastic in batting practice. And another guy who's really putting it together of late, Sutter Moss. 7 hits in his last 8 games, has brought his batting average up to 260 through 10 games in league play.
Smooth like Sutter. Yeah.
June 9th against the Seagulls, Sutter, or since June 9th, Sutter is 7 for 24, 5 doubles, 500 slugging, and 879 OPS. First pitch, wave and a miss. Moss tried to attack, but Robideau had him out in front.
Just a doubles machine.
That's what he was known for at Delta College. The 0-1 pitch, high. 1-1 to Moss. Yesterday, Moss pinch hit for Ryan Ellis in the 8th, had a double. Now the 1-1, wave and a miss out in front of the changeup that goes low and away.
Yeah, wouldn't you know? Doubles machine. Hit a double yesterday, and the only chance he got. Was it a first pitch swing, too?
Yes, it was.
That's what I thought. Ah, second pitch was 1-0.
Robideau, the 1-2, wave and miss. No, they'll call it a foul tip. Moss just stays alive as that one goes into catcher O'Rourke's glove off the dirt. Still 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Robideau has really settled in. A nightmare 6-run, 5-hit inning last time. Trying to get the Crawdads to go down 1-2-3 as he misses with the breaking ball inside.
And he didn't have much help from his defense to start again. 2 errors began the inning and really got him into the hot water. At that point, it's just should have 2 outs, but instead runners were in scoring position.
Now the 2-2. Look out. Moss
Whoa.
has to get out of the way of the fastball. And now the count full.
That'll wake you up. Coming off the bench. First at bat, maybe the lactic acid's building up. And now you got the adrenaline pumping. And you see a fastball coming at your head, it becomes personal. Obviously not intentional, but regardless. Big swing coming. 3-2, I bet.
The payoff from Robideau. Moss waves and misses. Changeup outside gets the bite. 2 strikeouts in the top of the 6th. Robideau sends the Crawdads down 1-2-3. We'll head to the bottom of the frame. Alameda still trailing by 5. New pitcher for Walnut Creek, Kyle Laxa, Benji O'Rourke, and Giovanni Martini due up 5, 6, and 7. And Austin Bolello, for the first time in CCL play, gets the call from the Crawdad bullpen. Bolello appeared in opening day when an inning allowed 5 runs on 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, and a pair of hits. First pitch to Kyle Laxa, by him, swing and a miss.
Strike 1 is a big start for Austin Bolello.
That it is. Bolello, rising sophomore at Willamette University up in Oregon from Orinda, California. The lefty's 0-1. Slow turn, kick, and fire. Slider that Laxa's out in front of, fouls it back just barely. Nothing in 2.
Can I inform you on something that everyone who goes to Oregon for the first time gets schooled on?
Oh, you're going to do it. Go
It's
ahead.
Willamette.
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 Yeah. Now the 0-2. Off speed and outside.
It happened to me too, plenty of times first year at the U of O. Because it should be Willamette.
It should be, but
it is everywhere else that Willamette is Willamette.
Bolello now the 1-2. Fastball high this time. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Laxa. And Austin Bolello, one of 3 freshmen on Willamette's roster to throw over 15 innings this season. Now the 2-2. Fastball lined hard into shallow left, base hit for Kai Laxa. And that one gets all the way to the track. Pulasic digs it out and now fires in, but not before Kai Laxa has a leadoff double to start the 6th.
Well, and all game long, both defenses really in left especially have been kind of shaded towards the left center field gap rather than playing down the line. And that one not hit all that hard, but since Pulasic was all the way over in the gap, it was a long run for him, and so was able to sneak to the wall.
Leadoff base runner for O'Rourke. No one out in the bottom of the 6th. And the last time out for Alameda, they almost had Walnut Creek. 6 hits, 8 walks, 7 strikeouts, 11 left on as Bolello misses with the off-speed low. So the Merchant catcher. Alameda, despite all that, still led into the bottom of the 10th before getting walked off. Bolello, the 1-0 out of the stretch. Fastball hit hard, right side of the infield for a base hit. They'll hold Laxa at third as Aldridge able to creep up and put a stop to it. Well, this is kind of what Austin Bolello worked into his first appearance for Walnut Creek against Head First Baseball.
Yeah, it's kind of a rough season for him, too, out in the spring at Willamette. And he's just a guy who's given up a lot of homers. So a lot of homers, a lot of solid contact. 2.16 home runs per 9. And so keeping the ball in the yard so far, but guys have been known to hit him hard.
Bolello's first pitch to Martini, lefty-lefty matchup for the first time, and he spikes it in the dirt.
But what's been so positive and optimistic about this Crawdads bullpen is even the guys who maybe had high walk numbers, high hits per 9, homers per 9 numbers have really been able to live in the zone and allow just soft contact.
Left-hander picks back to first. Bull shades off the bag and has it before it goes into the Crawdad dugout.
I mean, I'll say it again. The double wasn't hit all that hard, just kind of perfectly placed to get away from the left fielder Pulasic.
1-0 to Martini. Fastball outside, and O'Rourke's going to steal uncontested. 2 RBI chance for Giovanni Martini, the first baseman for Alameda. 0 for 1, a walk and a strikeout. Bolello working into a jam early in his appearance. Now the 2-0 pitch. Off speed and low, 3 balls and no strikes. Harry, do you think Martini has the green light here?
I think lefty-lefty, let him lay off a one here. You got a very solid hitter, Ethan Reeder, 250 on the season. 0 for 2 today is a little bit due, perhaps. Gets the righty versus lefty matchup.
3-0 pitch, fastball at the knees, called a strike.
So yeah, just a better matchup on deck, and probably why you saw him take there.
Bolello, 4 hits allowed his first appearance for Walnut Creek, 10 batters faced. 3-1 pitch to Martini. Fastball that pops out of Longacre's glove, and the umpire calls it ball 4. Bases loaded, no one out, bottom of the 6th. The Crawdads have a 5-run lead, but all of a sudden, Alameda in position to evaporate that with just 1 swing.
Yeah, it brings the tying run up on deck, and that's kind of the reason that you mentioned, keeping the lefty, the bat on the shoulder on 3-0, but this might...
Meeting on the mound?
Yeah, not going to be the day. I thought Brent Cummins maybe pointed out towards right field, but no, he just having a chat. I think he was telling the rest of the infield to stay back, just a chat among him and Bolello and Longacre, the catcher.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens. Cummings going back to the Crawdad dugout, just trying to settle in Bolello here. A leadoff double from Laxa, a single from Benji O'Rourke, plus a stolen bag to open up first, and then Martini walked. Here's Ethan Reeder, the designated hitter. hitting from the right side. 2 extra base hits Reeder has this season in 8 games. Bolello kicks and fires a breaking ball that Longacre has to get in front of. 1 ball and no strikes. Reeder 0 for 2, a line out and a ground out. Parker Jr. up on the grass, middle infield playing back, and Bull mid-depth at first. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball misses low. 2 balls and no strikes to Reeder.
And that just missed. The strike zone's kind of haphazardly from the top of the kneecap to the letters of the jersey. That one kind of right at the bottom of the kneecaps.
Now the 2-0 home. Fastball grounded foul, third base side. 2 balls and 1 strike to Reeder. Bolello. We were talking about 10 appearances at Willamette, 1-4 with an 11.34 ERA in 16 2/3 innings pitched. Has himself in a bases loaded jam. No one out, bottom of the 6th, trying to get out of it. His 2-1. Wave and a miss. Reeder out in front.
And with him, not a lot of high velocity, so you got to try and work with the movement, try and get soft contact. So far, he's gotten some balls put in play, just kind of where the defense isn't.
Bolello looking for a put away. Now the 2-2. Fastball flared out down the right field line. Aldridge over. Makes the grab. Runner's going to tag from third. That's Laxa, and he'll head home to score. Sac fly RBI for Ethan Reeder. 6-2. Crawdads still lead.
That's one of those interesting situations where you might want to, down the line, if it's in foul territory, just let it go foul. Right? Live to see the next pitch. Try and trust your guy on the mound to get a strikeout or get a ground ball. But regardless, taking the out, sacrificing it for a run here. Not too bad for the Crawdads. It only makes it 6-2. So still a comfortable cushion for the Dads. But Bolello still needing to bear down, make some pitches. Only a runner on, lead runner now only on second. So a fly ball like that won't hurt him.
First and second for Alameda. 1 out, bottom 6. Bolello out of the stretch, kicks and fires. Lined over too short. Woodson on 1 hop, turns to second. The throw to first in time. 6-4-3 double play, a pitcher's best friend, and Bolello gets out of the jam. Just 1 comes across for the Merchants. The Crawdads still lead by 4, heading to the 7th. Top of the 7th. Going into the 7th inning, Crawdads had a 4-0 lead just 2 days ago against Alameda, but that game went to extra innings as the Merchants clawed all the way back. Then Walnut Creek walked it off in the bottom of the 10th. So no game between these 2 teams is ever over before the final out. Anyways, heart of the Crawdad order due up. Woodson, Bryden Bull, and Kevin Parker. They'll face Jack Karst, the new righty, enters the game for Alameda, a guy who last pitched 2 days ago, went an inning, allowed 2 hits, 2 strikeouts in that eventual 7-5 loss to the Crawdads for Alameda. Woodson, the shortstop, is 1 for 3 with a double. First offering, off speed and low.
Well, and just off that point, too, that one was not only not over by the 7th inning, it wasn't over till 2 strikes and 2 outs in the bottom of the 10th. Crawdads were chasing one. Winchell down to his last strike. Deposited the ball over the left center field wall.
1-0 pitch, a slider at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike to TJ Woodson, a guy who's just been red hot lately, Harry. Doubles machine.
I thought he rode one out of here last time. It was a ground rule double that hopped over the wall.
1-1 slider, and Woodson's well out in front. 1-2.
Nearly had his first, not only his first Crawdad home run, but first collegiate level home run.
Yeah, it was almost there for Woodson. And this is not exactly a pull-side friendly park for right-handers, so he might be more fortunate at Monte Vista next week. 1-2 pitch from Karst. Slider low and outside.
Yeah, a little deeper to the lines, 330. And to center, too, 400 to dead center.
Yeah, as opposed to 325 to each of the sides for in Monte Vista, and then 375 to center.
Yeah.
Karst kicks and fires the 2-2. Woodson lines it into shallow left, base hit. Now trailing towards the gap. Woodson turns from first. He'll head to second. The throw from Sandner not in time and well offline.
Just another double for a guy, you said it, doubles machine. He's been ripping it this week. I mean, making his case for hitter of the week. He might have to battle his own teammate, Riley Winchell. But, sheesh, it's now 6 doubles just this week.
TJ Woodson is just otherworldly right now. And an RBI chance for Bryden Bull in the 5 spot. Bull 1 for 3 today. Singled in the 5th, a hard hit ball to the left center gap that just landed in front of Sandner. 2 strikeouts swinging as well. Has the advantage against the right-handed pitcher Karst. He'll see the ball a little bit better out of the hand. Parker Jr. on deck, another guy who's been hot. Karst out of the stretch. First pitch, Bull. Slider at the knees. It's a strike. Nothing in 1 to Bryden Bull, who's now 5 for his last 23 in the past 6 games, including today. Now the 0-1 pitch. Bull hammers a slider deep into right. Johnson tracking to the wall, and that one goes foul.
Sounded good off the bat. Looked good. Just in the box, the swing really on time. A little out in front, but gave it a good ride. Guys in the dugout maybe thought it was going.
I think Bull thought it had a chance as well, but started to slow up as he approached first.
And I'll tell you, it's kind of fun because we have to sort of gauge the result of a ball in play down the right field line based on the dugout's reaction, because we kind of lose our
Yeah,
our
we
sight
can't really
here.
see it.
So if they're excited, we'll get excited, I guess.
That we will. Karst readies at the chest. The 0-2. Bull takes a slider below the knees.
That's a tough take and a really, really good pitch by Jack Karst. Looking for the slider just to hug onto the inside part of the zone to the lefty. And again, a good take by Bull, not going chasing.
Rising redshirt freshman at Ole Miss, one of the most rawly talented prospects the Crawdads have seen in a while. 1-2. Chopped up the middle. Laxa over from short. The throw to first in time. But Woodson moves over to third.
And that does the job. Nobody out. Gets the run to third. And at this point, Crawdad's already up 4, but any run you add, meaningful insurance run. So getting the guy over to third. Again, 1 out. Chance to manufacture that run to go back up by 5.
And like we mentioned at the top of this inning, Harry, no lead is ever safe. Kevin Parker Jr. comes up to the dish. Just needs to put one in the air to score Woodson from third. 1 out, 1 on, top of the 7th. Crawdads lead 4. First pitch to Parker Jr., slider in the dirt.
Been the guy who's been on a roll the last 2 games. I kind of needed it. Was 1 for 15 in the 5 games prior to yesterday. Since then, though, 4 hits, 4 driven in.
1-0 pitch, a slider runs outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Parker Jr. 3 for 5 yesterday, a triple shy of the cycle. Also had a ground out and a fly out. 2 runs driven in total. Today, 1 for 2 with a 2 RBI single.
Well, 4 for 7 action.
2-0 pitch. Breaking ball at the knees. It's a strike. Karst's been in and around the zone. Still kind of finding his footing. Just 1 out through his first appearance here. Nasty 2-1 pitch, an inside slider gets the strike called. 2-2 to Parker Jr.
You can see Parker kind of give up on that one, thought it was going to be a fastball. Loaded up the hands a little too early, then just watched it fall in the zone.
Karst kicks and delivers. 2-2 off the end of the bat, flared into shallow left field, base hit. Right field, excuse me. But anyways, an RBI single for Kevin Parker Jr., his second of the day. 7-2 lead for Walnut Creek.
Well, now he's been a victim defensively of the infield in strategy, and now the beneficiary at the plate. Infield came in, just popped that one right over the first baseman and the second baseman, who were in on the grass, no chance to get it. I mean, that happened at regular depth. Nico Rodriguez, second baseman, would be there in a split.
Still 1 out, top of the 7th for Perez. Hit his first home run as a Crawdad yesterday. Karst, his first pitch. Fastball at the belt for a strike. 0-1 to the Crawdad center fielder. And the rising sophomore at Baylor. Perhaps turning a corner, but Jack Karst, on the other hand. This is his 4th appearance for Alameda. 1-0 through 8 innings. 7 Ks to 2 walks. 0-1 to the lefty Perez. Hit hard on a line to left. Sandner coming in on a couple of steps, makes the catch.
Just hung right up for him. Almost got that again. To the spot deep down the left field line that the left fielders haven't really covered today, and for the most part, they've been unscathed out there making the plays, but if you get it close enough to the line, the left fielders have just not been over there. They're playing the gap.
That they are. 2 outs, a runner at first. That's Parker Jr. for Drew Longacre. Had his first hit and RBI back in the 5th as a Crawdad on a single. First pitch, a slider low to him. Longacre started his first game today for Walnut Creek after appearing yesterday as a defensive sub in the 7th. Got 1 at bat, struck out. 1-0 pitch. Parker Jr. goes. The slider gets behind O'Rourke. Now the question is whether they're going to call it a steal or the passed ball or both.
I think he'd beat it. He was in there. If they do, I'm writing it in as a stolen base, but that's his 5th of the last 2 games.
And the 3rd today if it is recorded a steal.
My gracious. And
He's
we
been
talked
flying.
about how he's been hitting well. Also on the base paths. I mean, a single's as good as a double. A walk's as good as a double.
Parker Jr.'s a headache.
There he
2-0
goes.
to Longacre. He takes off again. The throw from O'Rourke to 3rd. Not in time. Kevin Parker Jr., 4 stolen bags today.
This guy's unbelievable.
Was called a strike to Longacre at home plate. 2-1, but now just another single. Plates 1 more run for Walnut Creek. Karst kicks and delivers. Off speed, swing and a miss. Longacre loses the bat.
Devin James caught it on video.
And how about that, messing around with
Alex Martinez is that Breeze?
No,
camera?
I think that's Alex Martinez's camera, one of our videographers here for Walnut Creek. Getting to have some fun on the camera. Appears to have caught it all on video.
Again, it's his former high school buddy, current now roommate with the host family, Longacre at the plate. So they're going to mess with each other as much as they can.
Yeah, 2 former Bella Vista High School guys out in the Orangeville area of Sacramento. Not too far from my neck of the woods.
You ever taken the Amtrak from Sacramento to Emeryville?
Can't say I have.
It's beautiful.
Perhaps I'll have to sometime. Anyway, the 2-2 to Longacre. Slider fouled away into O'Rourke. So the Crawdad catcher stays alive at perhaps the cost of the Merchants catcher.
Yeah. And the umpire going to help out O'Rourke there. Catcher's umpire is the relationship between the two. Always so important. Always going to help each other out when one takes one hard. Give them some time. It's all about the gamesmanship.
Karst, the former San Joaquin Delta College Mustang, looking for a put-away. The 2-2 delivery. Slider in the dirt. Full count to Longacre. And that's, what, the 3rd, 4th straight slider from Karst?
Yeah, really going hard on Longacre, who put a good swing on one last at-bat for the RBI single. So just trying to mess with his timing of a guy who's been swinging it nicely today.
Right-hander's payoff. Longacre out in front of the slider, fouls it back.
Just the second game as a Crawdad, adjusting nicely.
That he is, trying to just get aboard and let Aldridge go to work as the next man up. Parker Jr. over at third, 90 feet away from being the Crawdads' run today. They added one more in this seventh after 6 in the sixth. Or the fifth, excuse me. 3-2 pitch, fouled away, slider again. Longacre still out in front.
Slider after slider after slider. Really trying to put Longacre away with it, but man, he's really fighting.
Yeah, credit to the Crawdad backstop today. Refuses to quit. Already 1 for 3, trying to make it more. The payoff, slider in the dirt. Longacre holds the bat and works a very long walk. Runners on the corners, 2 outs for Aldridge, the right fielder.
If we look at the Crawdad at-bats from the end of this week, just compared to the start of it, I mean, it's been night and day pretty much. They've been so much more patient. They were still putting the ball in play in the start of the week, don't get me wrong, but it felt like they were swinging within the first 3 pitches of every at-bat, and now it's been these long, thought-out ABs, even from the young guys, that have resulted in harder contact and as well as a lot more walks.
First offering from Karsta Aldridge in the dirt. O'Rourke on top of it. But 1-0 nonetheless to Shane Aldridge. 0 for 3 today, looking for his first hit. And Aldridge is trying to find his way at the plate. Enters today. 171 hitter, 6 strikeouts to 3 walks in 11 games. 0-1 pitch. Slow roller over to short. Rodriguez collects, flips underhanded to Laxa, and they get Longacre at second to retire, or get out of the inning. Nonetheless, go to the bottom of the 7th. Merchants leading, or trailing by 5 again. Bottom of the 7th, Merchants trailing by 5, and the Crawdads go to the bullpen yet again. Wade mounts the 6'7", 260-pound rising redshirt sophomore out of San Jose State. Takes over for Austin Bolello. He went 1 inning, 2 hits allowed, 1 run came across, 1 walk, no strikeouts. Nice start from Devin James, then Wheeler, Thornberry, and Bolello, all just an inning of work. Anyways, it's Landry, Rodriguez, and Johnson due up. Mounts appearing for just the 2nd time this season as a Crawdad. Made his debut on Saturday against San Luis Obispo. First offering to Landry. Mounts, kicks, and delivers. Fastball misses inside. It was about letter high.
And Mountain's going to have a new teammate over at San Jose State from the Crawdads.
That he is. Kalani Hideki, another pitcher.
Announced.
Yeah, committed today. 1-0 from Mounts. Fastball below the knees. 2 balls and no strikes to Landry. Looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout and 2 groundouts. Mounts the 2-0. Breaking ball, wave, and a miss.
Yeah, big congrats to Kalani. Going to be a Spartan.
Indeed he
That's
is.
going to be a great staff. You got Wade Mounts, Kalani Hideki.
Plus Peyton Rolls and Trevor Wilson
Yeah.
for Crawdads. The 2-1 from Mounts. Breaking ball hit on a roll over too short. Woodson underhand collection. No, it out of the glove. And Landry safe at first on the E6.
Woodson just a little in between with his timing, or in between with his decision making, whether he was going to go after the longer hop or pick up the short one at the last second. Decided to try and race ahead for the short hop and just sped himself up a bit, so it made the glove snap difficult.
No out base runner in the bottom of the 7th for Alameda. And Rodriguez, red hot, 2 for 3 with a pair of singles. Mounts a guy who has a 5-pitch mix, 4-seamer, sinker, cutter, sweeper, and a changeup. His first pitch to Laxa, off speed at the knees, strike 1. Or to Rodriguez, pardon me.
And that's the key to pitching these days, having several different fastballs you can go to, 4-seam, sinker, cutter. I mean, that is just devastating to face as a hitter. You don't know what spin's going to get you.
The 0-1 ripped on a line deep into right. Aldridge tracking back to the track. He and Perez have to dig it out of the wall. Landry gets the wave. He's heading home. Rodriguez standing up. Now he'll slide to third. The throw not in time. RBI triple for Nico Rodriguez. And the Merchants bring it to within 4.
Well, he picked the right kind of fastball there. Turned on one and just did not miss a stitch of it. Deposited it right into the gap. Burned around the bases, too. That was a triple written all over it, right as it got down, right as it went off the bat even.
Mounts went with the sinker, which he favors when he faces left-handed hitters. Primarily will go sinker changeup to have that away breaking pitch to left-handed hitters. Now he'll face Johnson, another lefty, who had a double in the 5th. Kicks and delivers. Fastball high. 1-0 to Johnson. Reached on an E5 in the 1st, grounded out in the 3rd, and was stranded at 2nd after the double in the 5th. Mounts, winds and fires the 1-0. Sinker high. Two and 0. It sounds like there's more action in the Crawdad bullpen. Mounts on the 2-0 delivery. Wave and a miss. Gets Johnson a bite with a sweeper there. Two balls and 1 strike to Trey. Former Crawdad has made his previous team pay quite a bit this season. The 2-1 sweeper hit high into left center field. Pulasic over from left to make the catch. And Rodriguez tags in and scores from 3rd. Sack fly for Trey Johnson. Base is empty. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. And now the deficit just 3 for Alameda.
Yeah, it's just the first out there. Woodson had the error.
Oh, you're so right. Just
yeah,
one
wow.
out.
I was going to say sounded right, but either way, that's not going to kill Wade Mounts. I mean, you get to restart, you get an out, now nobody on, go back to be able to take your time as much as you want.
Go to the full windup. Now Sandner, the left fielder, in the cleanup spot. Mounts with the first pitch. Wave and a miss. Gets the sweeper past Sandner. 0-1 to the Merchant cleanup man. He's 1 for 3. RBI single in the 3rd. Got the first run of the day for either team. 0-1 from Mounts. Sweeper, soft ground ball to 2nd. Rolls, picks it up, fires to Bull in time. Now 2 down in the bottom of the 7th.
Rolls just looks so smooth out there at 2nd. Takes his plenty of time, knows he's going to make the play. That sweet sidearm throw, too, from 2nd. I always loved making the throw from 2nd. So relaxing. You just get to waft it on over to your buddy at 1st.
Yeah, lazy sidearm toss does the job. Now with 2 outs and no one on, it's Kyle Laxa. Mounts his first appearance, went an inning for Walnut Creek, 5 hits, 3 earned runs. No Ks, no walks. First pitch to Laxa. Breaking ball at the knees, strike 1. Mounts a guy who's got a lot of stuff, big frame. Was highly recruited out of high school. Originally was set to go to Arkansas, but then decided on San Jose State. 0-1 sweeper misses low.
And just another really, really solid mid-major. San Jose State always able to produce it on the baseball diamond.
Mounts kicks and fires the 1-1. Fastball hit high in the air, shallow left. Pulasic over to his right, now to the left, and makes the catch. 2 flyouts over to left field, and Mounts allows a couple more in the bottom of the 7th, but the Crawdads still lead by 3 heading to the 8th. We'll be right back with that action after this. Top of the 8th and top of the Crawdad order up to bat rolls Pulasic and Moss. Jack Karst, 1 inning of work already, 2 hits, 1 run came across. He stranded 1 Crawdad base runner. Now trying to get through 2 innings, much like his counterpart Peyton Robideau did. Robideau, 2 innings of work, 5 hits, 6 runs, 3 earned, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. Karst against Rolls, the guy who's 1 for 4. First offering. Slider misses, low and outside, and in the dirt. 1-0 to the Crawdad second baseman, and man, Rolls has been just fantastic in the middle infield for Walnut Creek. .350 hitter entering this contest, 15 hits, 4 ribbies. The 1-0 check swing, breaking ball low. The appeal to first base, Rolls did in fact swing.
He has been great and really was just facing the only slight hiccup of his Crawdad run so far was 1 for 9 in the last 2 games he played. But now getting on pace back like the 4 games he had before. He was 9 for 17.
1-1 slider at the knees, misses low.
But got a much needed off day yesterday. Played in every game, only player to do so. After TJ Woodson got a day off the day before.
Yeah, allowed Woodson to kick over to second. 2-1, wave and a miss. Rolls out in front of the slider, and Karst, that's been his primary featuring. Crawdad's hitters really having a tough time with that slider. Karst, the 2-2. Fastball high, Rolls fouls it away. Still sit at 2-2.
Another kind of fun, impressive note on Rolls as well is more multi-hit games than strikeouts this season, including non-CCL play. At 7 multi-hit games, now 6 strikeouts after the 1 in the 6th.
And a 4-game multi-hit streak that was broken a couple days ago. 2-2, slider grounded over to second. Rodriguez collects and fires to first in time.
Kind of like he might have broken the bat too. Guys in the dugout probably gonna check it out.
And Crawdad, or excuse me, the Merchant catcher O'Rourke hands it to Sutter Moss. He gives it a little bit of a flat test.
He's looking.
And now Barrett Ronson's going to inspect it.
He's looking.
Nonetheless, 1 out, top of the 8th for Pulasic. At his first hit as a Crawdad and his first RBI today. First pitch, inner third fastball for a strike. 0-1 to the left fielder. He's performed well defensively out there as well. Karst winds and fires the 0-1. Slider misses low. Moss on deck looking for his first hit today as a Crawdad. 1-1. Another slider low. And Pulasic, monster season at UC Irvine. Missed half the season with an injury, but started 24 games and hit .330. This one on a line, right field, lands in fair territory for extra bases. Pulasic with the speed, rounds first, and now rounding second. That's into the corner. Daniel Pulasic, stand-up triple, with one out in the top of the 8th.
And the Crawdads have been triple-less this whole season since Kevin Parker hit one. And now Daniel Pulasic adds his name to that list. Just the second triple for Crawdad batters. Very rare you see, but that is another example where we had to kind of look down to see the reaction of the dugout, whether that one was fair or not, and they were jumping up and down once it was called.
First extra base hit for Pulasic as a Crawdad. Brings up Moss, RBI chance. First pitch, a slider inside.
And check that, he joins Elijah Ramos as the only 2 Crawdads with a triple. In my mind, Kevin Parker had a triple yesterday, but of course that was the only.
Woodson up with the bases empty. First pitch from Woodson up with the bases empty. First pitch from Karst outside. In this inning for Karst, 3 first pitch balls to 1 first pitch strike, which was to Pulasic. Didn't matter in that at-bat as the left-handed left fielder turned on it. Now the 1-0. Woodson takes over the heart of the plate. 1-1. Bryden Bull on deck looking for his second hit of the day. It's 1 for 4 with a single. Woodson, 2 doubles in his last 2 at-bats in the 5th and the 7th. Takes the 1-1 pitch outside.
And 2 of the last 3 games, too, multi-double games for Woodson.
Flashing that gap power we knew he had entering this season. Karst winds and fires, 2-1. Woodson pops it up, right side of the infield, towards first. Martini calls for it and puts it away. Crawdads get one back on the RBI single from Sutter Moss. We'll take a break. Home half of the frame. Alameda trailing by 4. Bottom of the 8th on the Crawdad streaming network. Walnut Creek leading by 4. Alameda Merchants up to the dish. Michael Olson, the left-hander, called out of the bullpen to handle Benji O'Rourke, Giovanni Martini, and Ethan Reeder, 7, 8, and 9. Barrett Ronson also takes over at first base from Bryden Bull. Rising redshirt freshman at Ole Miss will get the rest of the night off. We'll see if he plays tomorrow as well against Philippine Baseball Group. But have a look at this, folks. In 2026, the Crawdads have a +1 differential against Alameda. Largest win of the series was 3 runs on that walk-off just 2 days ago when the Crawdads had Riley Winchell hit a 3-run tank to dead center in the bottom of the 10th in order to beat this Alameda team. Close games have become a staple in the 2026 edition of this rivalry. And this one, much the same. So stay tuned, folks. These will be an entertaining last 3 half innings. O'Rourke comes up 1 for 3, singled and stole a bag in the 6th. Michael Olson, ERA of 0 in his first 4 appearances of conference play. 5 innings pitched, 2 hits, 3 runs not earned, 4 Ks, 5 walks. Lefty kicks and fires. Fastball hit high into right field. Aldridge over to his right and makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out for Olson. That's exactly what the big righty out of Chabot wants to do.
Yeah, can't do much better, and you can't do much better than a 0.00 ERA. So Olson, one of the guys the Crawdads can turn to late in this game to preserve this lead. 4 runs. It's a nice cushion to pitch with, especially late. But again, kind of anything can happen in these CCL games.
Here's Martini, the first baseman from Cal State East Bay. 2 walks and a strikeout to his name today. Lefty-lefty matchup for Olson. The righty kicks and fires. A fastball that misses inside. Olson, 11 appearances this spring at Chabot. Trying to turn himself into a quality option for the Gladiators next year. His 1-0 pitch. Slider, a curveball at the knees for a strike. Olson, just a 2-pitch guy. 4-seamer plus the curve.
That's old school.
And it works. I mean, just look at the ERA.
Exactly.
1-1. Olson fires a fastball, and Martini fouls it off above the third base dugout where the Merchants reside. 1-2 count, and Miles Brand, the last name in the Crawdad bullpen scheduled to pitch today. Could be a situation where Olson's kind of the setup guy, and Brand shuts the door as the closer. The lefty was 1-2. Curveball in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Olson, local product from Castro Valley, just 20 minutes away on I-580. He turns and fires the 2-2. Fastball foul tipped toward the Crawdad dugout this time on the ground. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes to Martini. Olson, the fastball sits between 87 and 89. The curveball sits around 75. Drastic drop in terms of speed, excuse me.
I think it's on top of that curveball too. It's a hammer.
We'll see what he goes to. The 2-2 pitch. Martini takes a hack, fouls it off over the Merchant dugout again. Right-hander warming up for Alameda, Jason Olvera. See if he comes in the 9th. Olson, the 2-2 again. Fastball drilled deep center.
Wow.
Perez chasing back to the track, and it bounces extra bases. Martini turning around from first. He's into second standing. 1-out double for the Merchants. They try to inch their way back.
Feels like in this week, especially the end of this week, you're seeing a lot of hitters both on the Crawdad side of things and other teams really start to adjust to the new teams that they're on. CCL, kind of same level that they're facing in college, but a lot more fastballs are being turned on now and squared up. And really, the guys are finding their swings with these wood bats. It's kind of fun to see, though.
Now Ethan Reeder, another RBI chance, drove in one on a sac fly in the 6th after Laxa and O'Rourke reached on back-to-back hits. Reeder 0 for 3, though. Fly out, line out, and a ground out. Facing Olson now. Lefty out of the stretch, kicks and fires. Fastball at the knees, it's a strike. Martini at second. Reeder, rising redshirt senior at Charleston Southern. Reddy's on the 0-1 pitch. Olson comes home. Curveball fouled away towards us. 0-2. Reeder, San Francisco native. 250 hitter entering this contest through 8 games of CCL play. 280 hitter as well at Charleston Southern this spring. 18 runs batted in. Olson has the 0-2 delivery. Curveball bounces behind home plate, but Longacre all over it. They hold Martini over at second.
I think I mentioned a couple days ago, but yeah, Reeder played in the same league that I played in high school. I think maybe matched up once or twice. Just seeing as a rising redshirt senior. Yeah, I guess a couple years overlapped.
The Stewart Hall High School guy. 1-2 from Olson. Fastball low in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Reeder.
They were a formidable force, especially my first 2 seasons. They were really, really good. I had a guy, Max Banks, who went to Chapman out of high school, was a pitcher D3, but then last year was the Friday guy for Washington. So he took those years at the D3 level to really hone in his stuff, and he just turned it into an excellent pitcher. Got drafted by the White Sox.
Now that's a college baseball story if I've ever heard one. 2-2 curveball from Olson, misses outside. Full count to Ethan Reeder. Designated hitter for Alameda, a chance to bring this game even closer. Crawdads still lead by 4. 1 out, bottom of the 8th. Martinez at second following his double with 1 out. Olson sets above the belt. The payoff home, wave and a miss. Gets a curveball past Reeder.
Really nicely thrown. Again, I mentioned he gets over the top with the curveball, and that's the key. If you're a 2-pitch guy with fastball, curveball, you really want that fastball, or the curveball rather, to have the 12-6 movement rather than horizontally breaking, because the spin, although it's kind of going over the separate axis, it looks similar with the extreme topspin versus the extreme backspin of the fastball.
2 outs, still an RBI chance for the 9-hole hitter of Alameda, Alec Nava, the third baseman. Just his second game for the Merchants. Olson fires a fastball that misses inside, gets past Longacre, and now Martini takes third on the wild pitch.
Yeah, and Michael has a pass ball on Longacre 2, was kind of right in the mitt, just scored it out. So at Pat Bale Field, PB, a PB, log to Longacre.
Pretty on the nose, so to speak. Was looking for the right word. Nava, Cal Lutheran guy, after a pair of seasons at Delta College, amongst the D3 levels there with Cal Lutheran. Hit over 400 in 13 games this spring. Olson, the 1-0. Breaking ball high. 2 balls and no strikes to the Merchant third baseman.
I know we talked about Stewart Hall, but I mean, you talk about, if we're talking elite Bay Area high school programs, De La Salle is the 1A most elite.
That's where Nava went.
Where he was at high school, yeah.
Olson kicks and delivers the 2-0. Fastball belt high, but it's inside. 3 balls and no strikes to Nava. De La Salle, the same place that Crawdad legend Joey Donnelly spent his high school seasons. I believe they might have overlapped a season or 2. 3-0 from Olson. Fastball at the knees, called a strike. Still a hitter-friendly count to Nava. He and the Merchants trying to drive Martini in from third and make this a 3-run game.
Seeing 22 major leaguers from De La Salle.
3-1 from Olson, a curveball that misses low. Nava walks on 5 pitches, runners on the corners, still 2 outs, and the lineup flips over Isaiah. 1-0 to Landry, a curveball inside on the back foot. Olson, this has kind of been the thing. 5 walks to 4 strikeouts in his Crawdad career this season. Has problems with locating strikes every once in a while. 2-0, goes with a fastball low, swing and a miss. Landry right through it. That one certainly helps.
Yeah, and Olson's starting to try and get this one onto the 9th. Miles Brand is up and warming now, so could see him, if Olson has some trouble with this final out, maybe come in for a 4-out outing.
Yeah, Brand, no stranger to that, has gone multiple innings in each of his first 4 outings for Walnut Creek. 8.2 innings pitched, 4 appearances, 1-0 with a 2.16 ERA. So Brand certainly becoming a trusted option out of the Crawdad bullpen because his stuff is really nice.
And here with Olson, it feels like we've settled into a nice Crawdad lead, but we're 2 balls away from the tying run coming to the plate. The Merchants still very much in slam range.
Absolutely they are. Long battery meeting between Longacre And Olsen also joining in was TJ Woodson over from short. Trying to make sure that they're all on the same page, looking for this final out in the 8th. Olsen peers in and resets at the chest. Winds and fires the 2-0. The 2-1, excuse me. It's a curveball high. Hitters count to Landry. Merchant center fielder. Prime opportunity to deal some real damage and bring this game much closer. The 3-1 home. Fastball at the letters, ball 4. Olsen has walked the bases loaded. 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th.
You got Nico Rodriguez, who has left the yard 1 time
Not only
for the
that,
Merchants this year. And, well, that would tie it, though. A tough matchup, lefty-lefty. Maybe Olsen could have been pitching around the righty at the top of the order to try and get to the lefty. The intentional walk may have been on.
would make a little bit of sense, but also Rodriguez, the hottest hitter today for Alameda. 3 for 4, an RBI triple, plus 2 singles and a stolen base.
He's scored 2 runs to his own right, and again, just one of 7 Merchants who've homered today or this season.
Rodriguez, rising redshirt sophomore at Wichita State, where he hit 300 this spring. Olsen's first delivery. Fastball fouled above the Merchant dugout, out of play.
That's just a grade A challenge pitch to start the at-bat. Drew Longacre went out, probably just said, yeah, let's go, let's attack him. Lefty-lefty, you have the advantage. Hard on the inside.
Olsen readies himself. Infield playing deep. The 0-1. Fastball bounces in front of Longacre, but he's able to cover it up. 1-1 to Rodriguez now. San Jose native Rodriguez went to Archbishop Mitty. Another powerhouse in the Bay Area for baseball.
Very good one.
Olsen, the 1-1. Curveball misses high. 2 balls and 1 strike to Rodriguez.
Another lefty on deck in Johnson. You have to think that's probably as far as head coach Brant Cummings is going to let Michael Olsen go if he can't get them out.
I'd have to agree, especially with 3 straight righties in Sandner, Laxa, and O'Rourke following Johnson. Olsen turns and deals the 2-1. Wave and a miss. Got Laxa to foul tip the fastball into Longacre's glove, and now it's 2-2.
And that was a nice bit of a bailout. I mean, you execute the curveball, it ends up below the zone. It is a nice pitch, but Rodriguez, if he takes that one, it's 3-1. In danger of walking in the run. Instead, though, 2-2. Now he has to fight.
Olsen, what will he go to here? The 2-2, fastball hit in the air, shallow center field. Perez and Woodson, nobody calls for it, and it drops for a base hit. Martini's in to score, as is Nava. 2 RBI single for Nico Rodriguez. A monster day for him. And now the lead, just 2 for Walnut Creek and Trey Johnson to the dish.
And he found the only spot between Woodson and Perez where that one could drop and just deposited it perfectly. Again, not hard contact, and looked like Michael Olsen made a pitch to get out of the inning. And, man, that's just one that's going to keep you up at night as a pitcher. You know you made your pitch, and you got the contact you wanted, but way deep was Perez. No chance to get there.
Olsen faces another lefty in Johnson. Looks back at second. Now the fastball fouled away. 0-1 to the Merchants right fielder Johnson. Doubled in the 5th. That was his 2nd time on base after an E5 in the 1st allowed him to reach. Johnson does have an RBI, a sac fly in the 7th that plated Rodriguez from 3rd after his triple in that inning. Olsen fires the 0-1. Curveball well upstairs. 1-1 to Johnson. Landry, lots of speed at second. Rodriguez, same thing at first. Base hit, potentially scores 2 and ties the game. The 1-1 from Olsen. Fastball, check swing, high chopper to second. Rolls has it, underhand flip to first. They get out of it, but not before just 2 more runs in the bottom of the 8th. It's a 2-run game now. Crawdads to the top of the 9th, trying to pack on some more. Top of the 9th, 2-run ball game between the Crawdads and the Merchants here on the Walnut Creek streaming network. 5, 6, and 7 for Walnut Creek. Barrett Ronson, Kevin Parker Jr., and Dylan Perez up to bat. And Jason Olvera, the rising junior, undecided where he's going next, but played this spring at Delta College. This is his 4th appearance for the Merchants, 6 1/3 innings pitched, 7.11 ERA. Faced the Crawdads on June 6th. First offering from the righty to Ronson. Off speed, top of the zone for a strike.
Ronson first plate appearance after entering the game on defense for Bull. Going to be important to see how he sets the table.
Was swinging it well in batting practice using a new red torpedo bat. 0-1 pitch, wave and a miss. Olvera, his last time against the Crawdads on the 6th, where Peyton Rolls walked it off. 2 2/3, 2 earned runs on 1 hit, and 2 Ks. Trying to hold the score where it is. 0-2 offering. Ronson, swing and a foul tip into O'Rourke's glove. That's enough for the strikeout. One out, no one on for Parker Jr. now. Crawdad third baseman has been red hot. 2 straight RBI singles in the 5th and the 7th. He's brought in 3. Olvera kicks and fires. Wave and a miss. Parker Jr. out in front of the off-speed pitch. Looks like there might be a recipe for success here for Olvera, Harry. Just keep the Crawdad hitters off balance with that slider.
Yeah, working with it early and often.
0-1. Fastball high. Parker Jr. ducks out of the way. One and 1 to Kevin Parker Jr. Spent the spring at Texas State, did not play. Texas Southern, excuse me. Now he's in the transfer portal. 1-1, inside breaking ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. Perez on deck. Hard-hitting lefty. And Parker Jr. 4 stolen bases as well today. If he gets on, he's a threat. Olvera turns, kicks, and deals the 2-1. Check swing in the dirt. The appeal to first. No, he did not go around.
No way. Held it up perfectly, kind of at the midway point, halfway up home plate.
4-game winning streak for Walnut Creek right now. Trying to extend it to 5. Alameda, 3rd in the CCL North. as Parker Jr. waves and misses at the fastball to make it a full count. Crawdads second in the North. Season series between these two teams, already 2-1 in favor of Walnut Creek, but both of those wins called for walk-off victories. They necessitated walk-off hits in order for Walnut Creek to win. Olvera, the payoff. High and tight fastball. Parker Jr. works his second walk of the day.
Now, I mean, speed threat on first. I'd expect to see him going early in the count here with Perez up. Again, 4 stolen bags today. 7. They're just 6 in the last 2 games. Only 6.
Only 6 in 2 games. Wow. That's not impressive at all, isn't it, Harry?
They had 2 yesterday on the same stint on base. Stole second, stole third. After reaching on a single in the second inning.
Pick back to first, but Parker Jr. head first slide is safe. Martini playing with his right foot on the bag. His glove hand outstretched. Olvera, another pick back to first. The tag, not in time.
Close. Parker kind of leaning the other way at a late reaction. He did get back, but it was close.
That it was. Olvera knows he's got to handle Parker Jr. there at first. Have to manage the base runner.
I think maybe we even see one more here.
Longacre on deck. Perez has not seen a pitch yet. Now he will. The first offering is a fastball high.
Nah, 2 was enough. Turns out.
Apparently it is. Perez hit his first homer as a Crawdad yesterday. 7 hits through his first 11 games. Another back pick. This time, Parker doesn't have to slide. And Perez, 0 for 3, reached on a walk in the 4th, his lone time on base. Pop out, line out, and was called out on batter interference in the 5th. Olvera's 1-0. Perez hits it in the air, foul territory, over behind home plate, out of play.
That one might have been playable. Catcher didn't make a move to get out of there. But that just hit like the bottom of the fence here. That was well in play.
Ball kind of got lost here in the dusk hours on Alameda Island. The lights are out here at the College of Alameda, Pat Bale Field. 4th pick back to first. Parker Jr. safe yet again with a head first slide.
Yeah, it's that awkward time of the day where visibility is kind of at its lowest because it's not quite dark enough to where the lights are fully taken over. But it's obviously not light anymore. The sun is completely down.
The 1-1 pitch.
Whoa.
Hit hard, takes a tough hop over at second. Base hit for Dylan Perez. Gets into the outfield gap. No, now they'll throw it in. Anyways, Parker Jr. over to third with his speed. Runners on the corners, 1 out for the Crawdads. And Longacre comes to the dish.
I mean, that was straight out of Looney Tunes. That one just, a routine grounder to Rodriguez, and all of a sudden, whoa, hops on over. The head of Rodriguez, and you would have needed 2 Rodriguezes to get up to that one. It just out of nowhere, off that lip, and I talked about it earlier, but this infield grass dirt is just playing so bizarrely. You never know where it's going to go. And
That's the fun of playing on a natural surface, dirt and grass, instead of playing on turf. Anyways, 2 on, 1 out for Longacre. Olvera kicks and fires, fouled off hard over the Crawdad dugout. 0-1 to the Crawdad catcher.
I'll always favor the dirt and grass to the turf.
Oh, me too.
What do they got over in Tempe?
Tempe's grass.
It'd be nice.
Oh,
Good.
it's beautiful grass. Yeah, Phoenix Municipal Stadium. That's a place you got to go see a ball game if you have
That's awesome. That sounds great. It's a great culture over there for their baseball team. It's a solid program, pretty consistently.
5 national titles. 0-1 pitch to Longacre. Breaking ball low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Olvera finds himself suddenly in a runners on the corners jam. Merchants have brought it in. The deficit to within 2 after back-to-back 2-run innings in the 7th and the 8th. Crawdads looking to respond in the top of the 9th. The 1-1, wave and a miss. Longacre out in front.
You got to feel for Olvera a little bit, too, because, I mean, that was a tailor-made 2-ball, just again. Looney Tunes type of hop over Nico Rodriguez at second. Now allowing runners to move up to first and third. It's just, again, playing on the field, grass and dirt. It'll happen.
Olvera looking for a put away. Long pause, now the 1-2. Runner goes, serve the other way, base hit for Longacre into shallow right. Parker Jr. scores from third, and Perez into third as well. Still runners on the corners, and how about Drew Longacre? 2 RBI singles in his first start as a Crawdad.
And what a beautiful hit and run that was, too. 1 and 2, you got to get the bat off the shoulder. Maybe a run and hit if it's in the zone you swing, but just deposited it to the right side through that 3 and 4 hole. What an AB from Longacre. And, well, an inning that the Merchants should be out of. Now looking a bit like a nightmare. Only 1 out, and runners still on the corners.
That it is. Crawdads get 1 back. 9-6 lead, top of the 9th. Aldridge comes up, hitless today, 0 for 4. Reach on an error in the 5th, his lone time on base. And with Aldridge in the 9 hole, you know what that means. Peyton Rolls on deck. Lineup looking like it could turn over. Now out comes the manager, Albert Luna, for Alameda. Looks like the entire infield going to come have a chat on the mound with Olvera. No action, though, in the Merchant bullpen, Harry.
I believe there was action a bit ago. Maybe that was Olvera up and throwing, but between innings, maybe I thought I saw someone, but no, it looks like it's going to be his inning, his batter to finish at least, and only 1 out still. I mean, this is the time for Crawdads to continue to add insurance, and because they've kind of shown they might need it here.
Absolutely.
Merchants been fighting all season long against them and doing it today.
9 runs on 13 hits for Walnut Creek today. 2 defensive errors for Alameda. Also, 6 runs on 10 hits for Alameda. 2 defensive errors for Walnut Creek. Now, manager Brant Cummings at third base for Walnut Creek, going to bring all the runners, plus Gabe Rojas, the first base coach, in for a chat. Shane Aldridge part of this as well at the dish.
I think Elijah Ramos is in to run as well. I'm assuming for the catcher, Longacre, because catchers just typically don't run as well as any other position.
I believe you would be correct. Elijah Ramos in the game as a pinch runner, wearing the number 9. So that means either Clisby or Riley Winchell will have to come up defensively to replace him.
Maybe Elijah Ramos will catch.
I don't think so.
Probably not.
Anyways, Ramos with a lot of speed now at first. Perez at third.
And I expect to see Ramos go first pitch.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely going to try and steal.
With the runner on third. Classic situation of the first and third offense.
10-foot lead at first. Olvera resets chest high. There's the first pick to first. Ramos is safe. That ball nearly off the bag. Martini has to go out glove side and fish it. Aldridge. Man, what a nice time it would be for your first hit of the day. 0 for 4.
No kidding.
Olvera kicks and delivers. Off speed and low.
And it is an 0 for 4 with a run scored. Did reach on an error in the 5th that sparked the wild rally.
Yeah, he later scored on Daniel Polisic's sac fly in that 5th inning. 1-0 pitch to the lefty. Aldridge squares bunt, pulls it back. Ramos steals second. And the Crawdads eliminate the double play opportunity in the top of the 9th.
And that's best case scenario for him, too. I mean, Aldridge was waiting to drop down a sac bunt. Maybe a squeeze if he gets it down. Runner from third probably going to break home. And Dylan Perez.
He's called a ball 2. So now the 2-0. Aldridge swings, soft grounder to third. Martini collects, and he'll tag Aldridge himself. Perez comes in to score from third. Sacrifice ground out, and now a 10-6 lead for Walnut Creek. Back to 4, their advantage.
Yeah, and that's just a perfect at-bat. And again, an example of how important that pullback bunt, ball taken, stolen base, the pitch before is, because now the runner at third with 2 outs.
Yeah, we're almost able to advance to third in all the base traffic.
And you let Aldridge swing away, too. It basically was a swinging bunt anyways, but
got the job done. That's the bottom line. 2 outs, runner at third for Peyton Rolls at the top of the Crawdad order. Olvera's first pitch beans Peyton Rolls. He turns, hits him in that back left shoulder. And now runners on the corners yet again. Third time that's happened this inning.
And, well, you know Peyton Rolls, he's probably running.
Oh, definitely. Crawdad leader in steals. Upper echelons of the California Collegiate League in the stat. It's almost a guarantee. Pulaski steps in from the left side. Hit a triple his last time up. Olvera misses low with the fastball. And man, Harry, this is just a nightmare inning for the Merchants. They bring it within 2, and all of a sudden the Crawdads back to a 4-run lead. Olvera on the 1-0 pitch. Rolls go. His ball in the dirt. O'Rourke finally finds it. But Peyton Rolls, his 11th steal of the season and his second today.
Again, just picking a nice pitch to go. Spiked it in the dirt. Got away from the catcher a bit. Would have been there anyways, but now 2-0. 2 runners on, or 2 runners in scoring position, I should say. In a very favorable count for Pulaski. Running on contact are the runners. Hit to the outfield is 2 runs for the Crawdads.
Infield has to play deep.
Yeah, only need 1 out.
Laxa shifted over towards second base from short. 2-0 pitch, a fastball, misses the upper part of the zone. Pulaski probably going to hold the bat here. The 3-0 from Olvera. Get me over fastball at the knees. Still a hitter's count to Pulaski. 2 for 5, an RBI sac fly, plus a single and a triple. Ramos at third. Rolls at second. The 3-1 pitch lined up the middle. Base hit for Pulaski. Ramos scores. They'll wave in. Rolls. And he can jog home. 2 RBI single for Daniel Pulaski. How about a 3-hit day in his 3rd game as a Crawdad?
Just has worked that pull side beautifully every single time as well. And this is the exact type of day you needed to see out of Daniel Pulaski. Again, he'd been swinging it well and been taking good at-bats, and now it's just the good karma's rolling into him.
12-6 lead for Walnut Creek. Sutter Moss up to bat with a runner on still and 2 outs. Swing and a miss, first pitch. Technically foul tipped, but the result the same. Pulaski with speed at first. Woodson on deck for Walnut Creek. Olvera, the 0-1. Moss takes low. 1 ball and 1 strike to the rising redshirt sophomore. Moss got a med red this spring at Delta College after a fantastic freshman season in 2025. 1-1 pitch to him. Fastball high and tight, look out. Moss spins out of the way.
Almost got him now. It's really getting chilly out here, too. This is
a
time you don't want to get hit.
Not at all. That's going to smart. And perhaps the cold a little bit of a factor for the pitchers. Maybe their grip on the ball not as firm as it would be. Spin back, the throw to first. Pulaski is safe, head first dive. Moss hit an RBI double, or a single in the 8th, excuse me. His lone hit since coming in for Ellis as he takes an off-speed pitch outside. Hitter's friendly count to the Crawdad designated hitter after Ryan Ellis went 1 for 2 with a 2-run homer. Moss 1 for 2 with a 1 RBI single. 3-1 home. Moss check swing in off his hands.
Pulaski went on that one. He had a major jump. He had timed up the pitcher, Olvera, perfectly. I mean, he was going to be standing up at second.
Moss retreats to the Crawdad dugout. Looks like he needs a new bat. Might be a crack or a fissure or something. It isn't fully broken. And now he'll take the bat that Bryden Bull hands to him. Bryden's own bat. Same black bat stained with pine tar, the faded blue grip. 3-2 to Moss. Olvera looking for 1 pitch to get out of this nightmare 4-run top of the 9th for Walnut Creek. The righties pay off. Runner goes, ball 4, a heater misses inside. 8 batters have come to the dish for Walnut Creek. TJ Woodson the 9th now. Runners at second and first. And Woodson, a guy who's been crazy hot. 2 doubles already today, part of his 2 for 5 effort.
Real chance to break it open. Why not just let him take a rip here? Crawdads, I mean, 6-run lead feels like it's going to be enough in the 9th.
Well, you never know. First offering to Woodson, a fastball outside. Olvera, just no command, but still no one warming up for Alameda.
Yeah, I was going to say, just the way that the Crawdads bullpen's been going, it feels safe, so why not let Woodson just let one rip against a pitcher that's getting real deep into this inning. A lot of pitches thrown.
Imagine he will if he gets a ball that's close. The 1-0, fastball at thigh level, called a strike. Woodson, 10 hits in 11 CCL games entering today. 4 for extra bases, all of which were doubles. 7 walks to 5 strikeouts. The 1-1. Slider at the knees. Strike 2. Ronson on deck. He led off this inning with a strikeout on 3 pitches. One-two to Woodson. Check swing. Breaking ball low. The appeal to first. No, he didn't go around.
Real close.
That it was.
Real close. And I think he did hold it up kind of right at the last moment there, the 50-50 zone.
3-hour-long game. We started at 6:03. It's 9:06 local time. The 2-2. Breaking ball. Woodson pops it up. Middle infield. Rodriguez over from second. Puts it away. Finally, the Merchants escape this inning, but not before Walnut Creek puts up 4 more and takes a 12-6 lead heading into the bottom of the 9th. Alameda with a lot of work to do right after this. Bottom of the 9th, Crawdads lead 6 runs, 12-6 over the Alameda Merchants. Sandner, Laxa O'Rourke, heart of the Merchant order, Miles Brand, the right-hander, out of the bullpen for Walnut Creek. The task for him, shut down Alameda, a team that's been pesky all season long for Walnut Creek. Last 2 victories have required walk-off wins for the Crawdads. As the first pitch to Sandner, breaking ball high. Brand, his last appearance was Sunday against San Luis Obispo. When an inning and a third, 7 batters faced. His 1-0 to Sandner, wave and a miss. Right-hander was well out in front. But Brand, one of the most effective arms in the Crawdad bullpen. 2.16 ERA in 4 appearances, 8 1/3 innings pitched, 9 Ks to 1 walk, 4 hits and 2 runs across. 1-1 breaking ball chopped over too short. Woodson takes his time, fires a laser beam across the diamond in time.
It's just fun to watch those throws across the diamond. It feels like the runner looking good, burning down the line, and all of a sudden you rip a throw off like that, just 80-plus miles an hour. It's always going to beat the runner going about maybe 20 miles an hour tops.
Riley Winchell behind the dish now, takes over from Longacre after he was pinch ran for. Laxa to the dish, first pitch, breaking ball outside. 1 ball and no strikes, Laxa the shortstop. 1 for 4. Singled in the first, doubled to lead off the 6th. Other than that, a line out and a fly out to left. 1-0, high and tight, 2 balls and no strikes. Brand, another guy from my area of the state, Sacramento. Went to Jesuit High School, private Catholic school out there near Rancho Cordova. Wave and a miss on the 2-1. Brand brings the glove from his face to the belt, kicks and delivers the 2-1. Swing and a miss again. Laxa couldn't catch up to that off-speed pitch. Miles Brand, 2-pitch guy, 4-seamer and the slider. It's all he needs to get it done. Looking for a 2-2 put away. Here it is. Slider fouled back. Laxa, no easy out, the Pepperdine man. Hitting near 300 through 8 games. 2-2 again, check swing, a slider low, but he held up. Full count now.
Real good take on it's a great pitch and an even better take there. That's just nasty stuff. Starting about from the mid-thigh and just drops to the ankles.
Payoff from Brand. Slider popped up, right side of the infield. Ronson over at first, camps under it, makes the catch. 2 down in the bottom of the 9th. Merchants down to their last out, trailing by 6. And Benji O'Rourke, the catcher, represents perhaps the beginning of the last chance. And pardon me, they'll send up Matt Gonzalez in the pinch hit spot. Gonzalez, former Crawdad, playing his college ball after a year at Fresno State at Jessup. Gonzalez, just 2 games for Walnut Creek in 2025 at the beginning of the season, after 10 games in 2024 with Royal Oak in the Northwoods. First-year Merchant, made quite an impact. 292 hitter through 7 games, 2 runs batted in on 4 extra basers.
It's really pesky on Thursday, too, against the Crawdads. A lot of walks. A hit.
First pitch from Brand. Slow breaking ball lined into the center field gap. Base hit for Matt Gonzalez. That's exactly what Albert Luna wanted off the bench.
Well, and he remains pesky. There you go. Had a handful of 3-ball counts last time against the Crawdads. A strikeout, a hit, and 2 walks. So, I mean, just continues to kind of see them well, see their pitchers well, though. That one's perhaps a bit like Chris Paul hitting a 3 to cut it to 43.
I think that's an apt adage. The lefty first baseman Martini steps in with a 2-out base runner at first. Brand out of the stretch. Short kick and delivery. Fastball, swing and a miss.
One thing it does not do is hurt the batting average, though. It helps the stats, and that's huge.
That it does. Martini, 1 for 2, a double, and 2 walks. He's been aboard 3 times. Brand, the 0-1. Fastball misses outside and high. Martini, just his 2nd game with Alameda today. Only had 2 at-bats his first time, 1 strikeout, 2 walks. Breaking out in his 2nd game. 1-1 pitch to the lefty. Wave and a miss. Out in front of the slider. Merchants down to their final strike. It was a 1-0 game for the Merchants all the way until the 5th inning. And the Crawdads put up 6 in the top of that frame. They've led ever since. 1-2, slider fouled back. And Alameda responded in the 6th with one of their own. Walnut Creek added 2 more in the 7th and 8th, then 4 in the top of the 9th. Alameda, 1 more in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, and 2 in the 8th to get it up to 6. Brand, the 1-2 again. Fastball fouled back this time. Martini refusing to quit. Merchants will not go down quietly. And man, that's respectable.
Yeah, and especially Martini's at-bats today have been a lot like Gonzalez's from Thursday. A lot of long at-bats, 3 ball counts, 2 walks, and a double.
It's just been hard to get out. One time retired via the strikeout on 5 pitches in the 4th. 1-2 again from Brand. Fastball top of the zone, fouled back. And that was Paul Wheeler, lefty-lefty matchup, who struck Martini out. His first batter he faced after relieving Devin James. A 3-inning start for James, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. Very nice second outing as a Crawdad for Devin James.
Truly.
Brand with the 1-2 again, kicks and fires. Slider fouled out of Winchell's glove, and the Crawdad dugout, a collective groan. They thought that was foul tip, strike 3.
And Riley Winchell, you talk about Devin James, he'll be joining James at Sac State next year. Recently, I think it was yesterday.
Yes, yesterday announced it.
Sac State, we talked about Hidegi. And now Winchell making their announcements.
Multiple Crawdads in the portal, doing their work to get to the D1 level or remain there. 1-2 slider fouled back.
Oh,
how about Martini?
What I'd like Riley Winchell to do right now is call a pitch that he'll miss. I don't like these foul balls.
Well, there's only 2 options that Brand can go to, and they've tried all of them so far.
Yeah, that's a good point.
The 1-2 once more. Popped up, fouled grounds, third base side. Parker Jr. tracks over. There it is. Final out, bottom of the 9th, as the home plate umpire stumbles over. Riley Winchell helps him up, but Harry, how about a 6-run win for Walnut Creek? 12-6 over the Alameda Merchants in the Merchants home stadium, Pat Bale Field at the College of Alameda. No post-game show here today, folks. We'll just do a quick debrief. Tomorrow, Father's Day, Crawdads play the Philippine baseball group tomorrow at Monte Vista Field. Come out. Come see the game. We're going to have a barbecue. You don't want to miss it. Burgers and hot dogs for everybody, free of charge. The dads of the Crawdads going to throw out the first pitch. It's going to be a lovely time.
The dads.
Yes, but Harry, your final thoughts on this game right in front of us.
Well, it felt like the Crawdads were able to do what they haven't done yet against the Merchants. They've got out ahead early, but today they were able to keep them at arm's length and then kind of extended that arm even in the 8th and 9th inning, grabbing 4 runs in the 9th. That was a big moment for the Crawdads offense. And while the bullpen stays, they're doing some solid things. They did give up 5 in the last, in the 6th, 7th, and 8th. But that being said, they pitched with confidence because of the lead that the offense gave them. So overall, just a really, really solid, really clean game for the Crawdads. And they're swinging it as hot as ever, looking good. And I'm excited to be back home tomorrow at Monte Vista High School.
Absolutely. It'll be a much warmer day in Monte Vista, 4 o'clock that start time. Place where the Crawdads have hit it well. Philippine baseball group playing San Francisco right now. Have a look at the California Collegiate League's website to check the score update on that. But Philippine baseball group 0-7 entering today's contest. Maybe they'll start with a win and have a 1-game winning streak heading into tomorrow. Anyways, tune in 4 o'clock tomorrow, Monte Vista High School, right here on the Crawdad Streaming Network. For Harry Satraki and my other broadcaster, Jack Brooks, our broadcast producer, I'm Charlie Limoncelli, and we'll see you all tomorrow.